TCI Sports High School Football Game of the Week.
From Avondale High School, it's a Division IV matchup in the Oakland Activities Association featuring the Royal Oak Dondero Oaks and the Auburn Hills Avondale Yellow Jackets. Hello everyone, I'm Joe Abramson along with Frank Plakis, and today, Frank, we've got a Division IV matchup between two teams that are trying to get on track for the league season.
Well, Dondero, they come in 0-2, but they felt that they had great improvement from Game 1 to Game 2. Now they feel if they can go and have that same amount of improvement, they could come away with a victory.
Yeah, now with Dondero, as you mentioned, they want to get a little bit of that running game going, try to keep the ball, keep it out of Avondale's hands, and they're going to get a lot of that from the blocking of Mike Lothar, a guy that used to be on the offensive line.
Well, you get a new coaching staff, and they take number 50, move him into the backfield, tell him knock people down on offense and defense, and he's got a block for Mark Richardson. Mark Richardson's the main event in the tailback position, and they like to go 50-50 on the passing and running. Main receiver, one arm, but great receiver. Avondale talked about nothing but respect about Joe Scheid. He's an outstanding receiver, featured in the newspapers, and I think Channel 7 had something on him.
Yeah, and I think might even been in Sports Illustrated.
I believe he was. A great young man.
And on the Avondale side, they're a little more balanced on offense, but they also have a little bit of talent on defense, too, led by their linebacker.
Well, Terrian is you talk about a stud. This guy's averaging 13 tackles a game, and maybe even a little above that. I think the lowest he's had this season is 13. He's a tough one on defense.
All right, well, hey, it's going to be a heck of a matchup. Your balanced attack. Not sure if it's going to be a lot of scoring, but it should be a good one. We'll be right back with the kickoff right after this.
The TCI Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Modernistic Carpet Cleaning, Comet Burgers in Royal Oak, Mike's Market Share Coupon Book, and by Bell Tire.
I'm the king.
Of rock and roll?
No, coupons. I'm Mike Gothier. Some people call me the king of coupons because nobody brings you bigger savings than my Market Share Coupon Book. Having trouble saving money? Then do what the Tripp family does. Carry the book, Mike's Market Share Coupon Book. You'll save thousands on things you use every day, like eyeglasses, oil changes, and cleaning from companies you trust. But you can't save unless you carry the book. Remember, you'll save a king's ransom using my Market Share Coupon Book.
Rumor has it, Comet Burgers is definitely the place to be seen in downtown Royal Oak. After the party, out for dinner, just looking for cold soft drinks, great burgers and fries, milkshakes or pizzas. Comet Burgers is the place to run into just about anybody.
Excuse me. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Even old what's-his-name. Comet Burgers, they're out of this world.
When you call Modernistic, we'll show up with this: $35,000 worth of carpet and upholstery cleaning technology. Call the competition, they'll probably show up with this. Our truck-mounted equipment can professionally clean your carpets with 10 times the power of portable cleaners, removing dirt, harmful bacteria, pollens, and more. The competition can't. Of course, there is one thing the competition does that we can't. They make a lot more noise.
Modernistic, count on us.
So the tire store guy says, great deal on them tires. You want valve stems? No thanks. Your tires won't work without valve stems. They're extra. Then he told me all the other extras I needed. So guess what happened to my great deal on them tires?
Only Bell Tire gives you out-the-door pricing. You get the guaranteed lowest price, and at Bell Tire, it's the total, complete, everything's included price with absolutely no extras ever.
Bell Tire.
Nobody comes close, nobody's closer.
Back here at Avondale, awaiting the kickoff between the Oaks and the Yellow Jackets. Joe Abramson along with Frank Plakis. Avondale will kick off to begin the game. That's Mike Preston kicking it off. Back to receive for the Dondero Oaks, number 15, Derek Ward, and number 22, Ryan Wargo. There's you see the records. 0-2 overall for Dondero, 1-1 overall for Avondale. And that kick's going to go into the end zone for a touchback. Dondero's going to start out 1st down and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Well, there's a bright sun at the one end of the field, and the ball was up in the sun. Both receivers couldn't pick up the football until the last minute. And I'll tell you, they're fortunate on a deal like that they don't get hit with the ball and it end up to be a fumble.
That's true. We had a tough time out there during the open. You have to wonder how that's going to affect the receivers, at least till it goes down. You see the officials there. You talked to them before the game about an interesting subject. Mike Lowther, number 50 at fullback. There are restrictions to what he's allowed to do.
Yeah, he can't receive the football, and he can't get downfield into the receiver zone. If they fake a handoff to him and he goes into the line, he can't get downfield.
Now, he can't receive it, but can he take a handoff?
Sure can.
Okay.
He can do anything behind the line of scrimmage.
All right. At quarterback, number 12, Tony DeLuca, under center. Lowther and Marcus Richardson in the backfield. That's Richardson in motion. Handoff to Lowther, and he's going nowhere. Stopped right up the middle for a loss of about 3. 2nd down and 13.
You know, it's interesting because Dondero comes into the football game in that I formation. They move that lineman into fullback to block, but the first play of the game, they give him the handoff, and he's lucky to hang on to it. They get to him early, and the ball barely gets up to him.
And that was the guy we talked about in the open, Brad Tiernan, making the stop. Already off to keeping that average up.
Well, Tiernan, he has a great ability to pick up the keys. They got their defensive keys. He picks them up, he gives the instructions, and he is tough out there.
All right, 2nd down and 13 for the Oaks. This time they fake the handoff. Looking downfield for a wide open receiver, in and out of the hands of number 16, Roy Lafferty.
Well, Lafferty was wide open and got a little bit turned around. The pass was just behind him a bit, and he lost contact with it, but excellent throw right on the money.
Oh, you know, I thought for a second if he gets this in stride, he could go.
Yeah, he's right out there, and good job the quarterback to get it underneath, and you can see him. He gets turned around and right on his hands. You got to catch those.
And he's looking back where the sun's not in your eyes. Although when you make that quick turn, you might get a quick flash. Who knows? There's the quarterback, DeLuca, 6'4", good height, able to throw it over those big linemen. 3rd down and 13, a passing situation most likely. Takes the handoff, looks downfield, gets it across the middle, and in and out of the hands again of his intended receiver, this time number 88, Dennis Wagnitz. That brings up 4th down and 13.
Well, Wagnitz was wide open, and again, they delivered right on the money. Those are 2 excellent passes. Those won't show up in the stat book as incomplete, but put that on the receiver's head right there. This is a nice throw. Again, right on the money. They run a drag pattern, bring the end across, and put it right on the numbers.
Now, obviously, you got to keep your quarterback confident, point out that he's throwing well. Is that something that the coach also looks back and says, these plays are working?
Yeah, there's no doubt when you talk to the offensive unit, you say, we've got the things there, we've got to just make it happen.
That's Derek Ward back to punt for the Oaks. Gets it off under a little bit of pressure. Return taken there by number 29, Joel Orders. And he's still on his feet inside the 40-yard line, and the Yellow Jackets are going to have great field position for their first possession of the ball. 1st down and 10 at about the 37-yard line.
Well, when you're a power football team and you have the size in the division like Avondale does, it's nice to get that first possession inside the 40-yard line. Excellent return. He uses his speed to get to the outside. The wall sets up, and, we pick up the Dondero player that made that happen because it was going to go a long way if he gets behind the wall. Mark Richardson did a good job of being the second man on it.
And yes, that is a number 27 you're about to see at quarterback, Brandon Jesdemir. And Brandon Jesdemir, we'll talk about him in a second, already had a better year than last year's quarterback for Avondale. Gives it up, middle of the up back this time for a gain of a couple. Look underneath the pile, that's number 20, David Getz.
Well, Avondale didn't feel comfortable throwing the football last year. And Brandon already we'll get back to the replay here. You know, this just a belly series, straight dive. Dondero does a good job of picking it up, holding him 2 yards. But Avondale didn't throw the ball well last year, and so they didn't throw it a lot. They already have completed more passes in 2 games than they did the whole season last year.
A little more balanced attack. Might be a throwing situation here, 2nd down and 8 at the 35-yard line. Jesdemir calls the signals. Gives again to the up man, and he's dragging tacklers. Sets up about a 3rd down and 6, maybe 3rd down and 5. Getting up underneath that pile. Ball carrier number 35. That's Jamonte Robinson, and that's a guy that the Dondero coaches were a little concerned about.
Well, they're concerned with his speed. They feel he can break it if he gets to the outside. They want to contain him inside. You see his leg power and his drive right in there, and they, they're in 4-down territory. They get 2 more whacks at the 5-yard pickup. And this is a key play in this drive.
And talking to both teams, neither of them's going to try a field goal outside of about 25 yards. 3rd down and 5 for the Yellow Jackets. Again, it's Robinson up the middle, gets a good block, fumbles the ball, and it looks like it's recovered by the Oaks. It is. Picked up by number 22, and that is Ryan Wargo.
But great trap block inside and a big hole. Looks like they've got the 1st down. And as so often you see in high school, they reach out, they're going to grab his arm, that ball's going to come loose. And you see the trap block, great block by 54. And in they come and gets a hand on the football, 61.
That's Ken Muller forcing the fumble, and it's the Oaks' 2nd possession. 1st down and 10 for the Oaks at the 24.
John Ashley had a big block for Avondale on that trap play.
And we've got a dead ball penalty before the snap.
Well, usually that's someone who's lined up in the neutral zone. High school's different than college and pro. You have no opportunity to get back. Once you're in the neutral zone, you're offsides. And here they call it illegal procedure because he lined up, and when he set himself down, he was in the neutral zone.
Right, and I had an official once tell me that actually the term offsides doesn't even exist. It's always encroachment.
Yeah, encroachment.
And it's always a false start, same way.
Correct.
Late arriving crowd here at Avondale.
Well, there's a lot of construction going on, and looks like it's going to be an outstanding facility when they get finished with it.
1st down and 15 for the Oaks. Give to the tailback, that's Richardson. He gets back almost all of the penalty yardage, maybe going to leave a 2nd down and 12.
Well, you look at Avondale, and they're doing a good job. They don't want Dondero to get outside. They feel that Dondero has good quickness to the outside. You got Marcus Richardson here, and so they're keeping everything crunched in to the inside. You see the linebackers and everybody reading, and nice pickup, but unfortunately it was after a penalty.
Yep, 2nd down, got 4 yards on that play, so 2nd down and 11. Tony DeLuca under center, again gives the ball to Richardson, and he's going nowhere this time, stopped by a host of Yellow Jackets, led by Mike Preston, number 77.
Well, you can see that they're controlling the line of scrimmage, Avondale is. They're putting too much pressure on that offensive line to Dondero's. They're making it collapse at the point of attack. Dondero's been able to get the ball into the passing zones, once with a drag pattern, once with a down, out, and up. And we'll see if they pick on those sidelines again.
We had talked off the air about, size being relative and how Dondero talked about what a big team Avondale is. They're not big compared to some of the other teams you might see, but hey, that guy is 77, 264 pounds.
Yeah, he's good and solid. He's there.
Got number 56, Don Moore, who's 298. 3rd down and 11. DeLuca rolls out of the pocket, looks downfield, has a man wide open and just over the hands. And, they're so close to breaking a big one with that passing game. Ryan Wargo just a step short of the ball.
Well, there was a nice pump right there. Brandon did a great job with the pump fake. And watch him. He gets back, he sets up, and he's going to pump and make it look like it's going to come about 15 yards upfield, and then lets it fly, and the receiver just didn't quite get on track to get down there.
And it's just, DeLuca's getting so close to hitting that guy. Hit him in the hands a few times, and now it's just a little bit over. You get the feeling that they're on the verge of really making something hit, though.
I'm giving the Avondale quarterback credit here. It's DeLuca for Dondero.
Yeah, the punt comes from Derek Ward, and it comes deep. Once again to Joel Orders, and he gets it again to the other side of the 50-yard line for the 2nd time. Avondale gets to start off in Dondero territory. 1st down and 10 at about the 47-yard line.
What's DeLuca's first name? I don't have it on my sheet here.
Tony DeLuca.
Okay, here's the punt, and it almost gets over the head of the receiver. It's a good kick and a good job of handling it right here, and bobbles it. Comes loose, but by the time he can right himself, there's Dondero people down there. He eludes the first tackle. Good wrap-up, good stick right there.
Yeah, that roster we got from Dondero had only last names, so we might struggle a little bit here, folks, but we got most of the first names written down.
Yeah, we'll come back with it. I just give wrong people credit.
Yeah, Justin here pitches it out wide to Getz, and he turns the corner and gets almost a 1st down, picks up maybe 9 yards there. It's going to be 2nd and short.
But Getz got a lot of quickness to the outside. You see them pitch, and and turn him loose. He's not real big, 5'8", 143 pounds, but he's out there for a reason. He's got those quick feet. Reverse pivot, nice pitch. Looks it into his hands, and then he heads for the corner, gives a little move to the inside, and then just outruns everybody. Good job.
Finally brought down
right
by number 48, Mike Manley, and you got 2nd down and 2. This time they give it right up the middle to Jamonte Robinson, and I don't think he's going to get it. It's going to be 3rd down, short 2, long 1.
Good pressure by that defensive core. Mike Lothar was right in there, filled his gap, read the play perfectly, stuck it for maybe a foot gain.
Interesting article about Mike Lothar in the Oakland Press football preview, and he had mentioned that with the new coaching staff and everything that Dondero, this is the first time in a long time that Dondero got into a passing league in the offseason, that this time weight training wasn't an idea, it was mandatory, and they're trying to rejuvenate this program, not necessarily rebuild it, but just kind of get the excitement back at Dondero. Pitch outside to Robinson, turns the corner, picks up the 1st down and a couple more. Fumbles after he hits the ground. Remember, the ground can't cause a fumble. He was down anyway, but he does pick up the 1st down.
Now, Robinson's got to take care of that football. He, he had problems with it. Again, it's a good pitch. And tuck it in, run to the corner, but you can see him not tuck in that football when he's going to get near people. Everybody coaches grab the arms. Well, you've got to wrap it up. When you get near people, you better go tip to tip.
And you've got to believe, even though it's after the play, they're aware that he's losing the ball. They're going to start punching a little more, you'd think. 1st down and 10. It's time to give it right up the middle. That's David Getz, and again, he almost picks up the 1st down. They're going to have another 2nd down and short situation, maybe a passing down, a waste down, 2nd and 1.
Well, they did a good job of going and setting up that play because they had 2 pitches, and then they take that counter turn and they come back with it, go right inside on a reverse pivot and get that defense moving the other way. No, I think Avondale just wants to keep moving it right now. I don't think they're going to waste one. They're just going to come and don't give them anything to get happy about.
This time it's Robinson up the middle, and they keep running right up the gut, and he picks up about 8 yards and a 1st down, 1st and 10 inside the 20.
Well, you get outside conscious because they do have success with the 2 pitches, and everybody starts looking to the outside, and then they come right back inside, stand people up. That offensive line did a great job. And again, look at that ball there. He did wrap it up at the end. You see him, it bobbled a little, and he said, whoa.
I'll tell you, it's funny. You watch each of the previous plays. One guy goes up with the ball. The other guy fakes going out on a wide pitch, and sure enough, those linebackers follow just for a half step. There's Jamonte Robinson. Not going to give it to him, though. They're going to give it to Getz, and he breaks the tackle of Lothar and picks up an extra couple of yards. It's going to be 2nd down and about 7.
Well, it's tough going with Getz inside at 145 pounds and 5'8". You catch those people on occasion, but Getz is the decoy wide. He's the guy that they pitch to and has that good outside speed. Bringing him back inside, he gets stuck and puts him 2nd and long.
Yeah, 5'8", 143. I don't think you want him taking too many of those inside hits from middle linebackers.
No, Mike Lothar says, I like you.
Yeah, keep coming.
Bring it.
2nd down and 8 for the Yellow Jackets at about the 15-yard line. That's Jezdemir at quarterback. Rolls out to pass, looks downfield, has a man caught, turns the corner, almost able to get into the end zone, but Darrell Groves just couldn't keep his feet, but was able to get the 1st down, it looked like.
But he did a good job looking back in that sun of getting those hands up and seeing the football, because that's a tough look. He's on an angle right here where he's going to have to come back, and the sun's looking at him right in the eyes. You can see him look up. Good job with the hands.
That's right. First thing you do, one, you got to like, a lot of times guys start running before they catch it and forget the ball. At least, hey, he caught it and then did the thing.
He looked it right into his hands. Yep. Excellent reception.
1st down and goal at the 8-yard line. Give to Getz right up the middle. Nothing happening this time.
Now, let's see. I bet 50 gets off that pile.
Yep.
Who's stuck in the 61?
61. That's Ken Muller. A little help there also from Joe Dean.
Yeah, Muller did it. Muller just absolutely stuck him on initial contact. Just wrapped him up and said, send those little guys wide. Don't bring them in here.
Joe Deere, not Dean. 2nd down and goal at the 9. Pitch out wide to Robinson. Tries to turn a corner. He's got a big man leading the way. Gets it inside the 5, going to be third down and goal about the 3, and he was following the big fella, number 77, Mike Preston. We were just talking about him, 6'2", 264, and he's only a junior.
Well, for Dondero, give me a name. Ward did a good job of keeping that on the outside, stretching it out. You're going to see the big guy coming, but Ward just keeps stretching it, eventually gets out of bounds right there. You can see, that isn't Ward, that's 16. Laferte does a great job.
Third down and goal for the Yellow Jackets at the 4. He's got 3 receivers, 2 out to the right, 1 left. Going to take it right up the middle. Jezdemir on the quarterback sneak, and he's not going to get it to the end zone, but he is going to get it to about the 1. That would seem to make you think it's a 4-down territory. They're not going to try a field goal.
No, I don't think they're going to try a field goal. They indicated that. And it will be interesting what they come with inside. You know, you got to be looking at the quarterback, or you got to be looking at the big fella, 35. Pick up a number here. Robinson.
You know, you got to believe at the 1-yard line, if you don't get it, yeah, you want to score, but if you don't.
Yeah, you've got them backed up, and you got a team that's only scored 7 points on the season, and that was late in the ball game.
That's right. If you can go 99 yards, more power to you.
But you got to be keying the quarterback in Robinson.
Robinson left, gets right in the backfield. Jezdemir under center. Jezdemir to Getz right up the middle, and nothing happening. Stop for nothing, and look who made the play.
Oh, Lothar. Hey, that's what's Lothar's weight? 230. 230 against 143. Always loses right here, boy. They're just going to go. And
he caused a fumble.
Oh, yes.
Take a look at that.
Fumble. They had the football either way. Good stick early, and it did. You knocked it loose.
Yeah, and I think.
Let's go back.
That's Ken Muller.
You're going to go. You got the dive into the line right here. Watch the football come out, and it's on the ground right
Muller.
there.
Muller with the recovery, and that goes to what you were saying about that, putting that little guy up the middle too much.
Yeah, you got to keep him wide.
That's Mike Lothar. Now he's playing fullback. But like we said, it's first down and 99 to get a touchdown, and Lothar's going to get the carry. Is that his reward for the good play there?
Boy, that's a big play when you can bring it out to the 7 or 8 yard line from that 1 yard line. That sets everything up. And the big guy does so much out there. It's a warm night. It's 6 foot 230. You hope he can hang in there because it's warm. It's unseasonably warm, and the sun's starting to dip down there, but he's a horse. He's a big, tough kid.
And you got quite a few guys playing both ways, and he's a guy we mentioned before. He was an offensive lineman as a sophomore and a junior, and this year he went to fullback, did it for the team. Normally you go from fullback to guard for the team,
well,
he's getting to run the ball.
They like to run an ISO on the linebacker right here. You can see they send the linebacker and try to put pressure on that blocker.
Well, this time Lothar leads the way for Richardson, and I think he picked up the first down. It's going to be close. Probably have to bring the chains out and measure it. Well, now with the spot.
No, he got it.
He did get it. Okay.
See, when you're playing an I formation team that likes to go and ISO the linebackers, you let those linebackers creep up a little bit, and that first move toward them, they've got to go and meet the blocker up in the hole. They don't do that. Then they create a wedge in an opening, and people can pick up yardage. You try to stack up people early, let your buddies do the tackling.
Now, obviously, Avondale's piled up way more yards than Dondero already, but it's got to be some sort of moral victory from Dondero that they've bent but not broken yet.
Well, particularly since they went. Here's our weather forecast: sunny 79, 6 miles.
Of course, by the time you're watching this, that's not the weather. Outside, Richardson picks up about a yard. Going to be second down and 9.
Well, I think if you're Dondero, you go back to the 2 drop passes when they had a nice drive going and would have given up or would have been able to kick the ball if they were stopped. And here's the quick pitch again. You see Lothar leading around the corner. And good job of the running back of seeing a hole, coming back, and getting what he can get rather than just running into the pile and stacking it up.
He did pick up 2, brings up a second down and 8. They've got 2
was that,
wide
Marcus
receivers to the right. Richardson, yes.
Richardson does a nice job of just getting what he can get.
That's Tony DeLuca at quarterback. He's going to give it right up the middle to Lothar again. This time they're ready for it, but he doesn't want to go down. Finally, pretty much the entire Yellow Jacket line has to knock him down.
Well, it was either a little short trap or a fold block, trying to get that aggressive Avondale team to go one way. You're gonna see the guard. He moved, and he's here he comes and traps. But 38 does a great job. Let's pick up a number here for Avondale. Just crushing it down. We have
38. Yes, so Doug Smart.
Doug Smart.
A little help
Great
there.
job.
Jed Armstrong and Sean McAuliffe as well. 3rd down and 6 for the Oaks. Passing situation. DeLuca looking downfield. Got a man wide open. This time he gets it to him. No. Pass was a little short, but you still got to believe that Ryan Wargo thinks he should have held on to it.
Well, Ryan didn't get those arms underneath it on those low passes. You're going to see him. He comes downfield, and the pass is thrown a little bit low. And, again, he pumps, and it's just done. Oh, it just slides out. It's between his legs by the time. Yeah, right through his arms. Tough. Well, they've had 3 catchable footballs. Instead, they're kicking it.
Doesn't do good for your percentage.
DeLuca's not a classic thrower. He doesn't set real good and everything, but he's strong. He's sidearm, but he's a big kid, and he gets it done, doesn't he?
Yeah, there's the punt from Garrick Ward, and it's going to roll not out of bounds, but Wargo's going to down it. And again, Avondale with great field position at the 38-yard line. 1st down and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. They keep getting these opportunities. They're going to get a touchdown one of these times.
Yeah, he's not a classic thrower like that Abramson kid that Seaholm had a few years ago that could set up and let it fly.
He was all right. He had his moments. Obviously didn't run in the family.
But, well, Dondero's dodging the bullet here, and we're right at the end of the first quarter, and they could have been scored on twice. Instead, it's still 0-0.
1st down and 10, and right away, Jesdemir's going to look downfield deep. There's a flag on the play. He's got a man deep, and it is a touchdown depending on the
coming
flag.
Back hold.
To 23, Trevor Craig, but
that's holding territory. That flag goes down there. It's holding or roughing the passer. It went down before the quarterback got touched, so it's holding.
Hold, and mark that one down, too.
It only counts as a 10 or 15-yard penalty, but this one's a 50-yard penalty.
It's a 7-point penalty.
Yeah, it's right there, and defender's pretty good position. Ball goes right over his hand, and here we come back and going to walk it off.
And again, a missed opportunity for the Yellow Jackets early on, instead of being up 7-0 at the end of the first quarter.
Well, it turns out to be, a 12-yard penalty because it's from the spot of the foul, and I'll tell you, it's bigger than that. As you said, it's a sure 6 and a possible 7 or 8.
This is the first play Avondale's going to run from their own territory, and it's going to be on probably the last play of the first quarter. Jesdemir under center. Looks, quick pass, I should say, to the outside. Picks up just a couple of yards. That's number 42, Matt Bartkowiak. That is going to end the first quarter. Going to bring up a 2nd down in about 19 or 20.
Well, Jesdemir's done a good job of throwing the football, and Dondero we're going to go to break, come back and talk about how Avondale self-destructs.
The Metro Detroit Ford dealers present The Locker Room with Kirk Gibson.
And there it goes!
And Gary Danielson.
Johnson to the ball, fakes, drops back to throw, fires it in the end zone, touchdown, Freddie Scott!
Along with me, Eli Zaret, featuring the Ford Sports Classic, the Michigan sports moments so uniquely ours, and the Metro Detroit Ford dealers Question of the Week, the hot topics we debate along with you, midnight Sunday and more on Fox Sports Detroit.
Back here for the start of the second quarter. No score between the Dondero Oaks and the Avondale Yellow Jackets, but hey, Frank, Avondale's been shooting themselves in the foot all first quarter.
Well, Avondale absolutely dominated the football game, controlled it. They come down, they don't put the ball in the end zone. They had their first drive, they've got things going, and they fumble the football. Their second drive, they bring it down to the one yard line, and they fumble it or get stopped, whichever way. Look at 61-12. I mean, you'd think, if you just saw that stat, you'd think this was like a 14-0 game or whatever. Instead, they're just working their way backwards. They throw a touchdown pass. That gets brought back on the hold.
And that would have put them over 100 yards. That was about a 50-yard play.
Yeah.
Of course, Dondero has
from the 40-yard line.
Right, and they have blown opportunities themselves because drop passes have killed the Oaks. As it is, 2nd down and 20 for Avondale inside Dondero territory at the 49-yard line. Pitch outside to Jamonte Robinson. He's got a man leading the way, and he does turn the corner, and he's got almost the first down. He got a lot of that yardage back. It's going to bring up 3rd down and short. Great run by Jamonte Robinson, and again, a big block by Mike Preston.
Yeah, Preston did a good job of getting downfield, and the big fella, you can see him, 77 right there, leading the play up the field. We're talking 6'2", 264 junior, and good stick coming over there, 22. Wargo? Give him a first name.
How good is Ryan Wargo? How good is Preston? He's only a junior at that size, and it looks like he gets outside pretty good for a big fella.
Yeah.
Third down, and it's like a long 4, short 5 for Avondale. And Jezdemir gets it to Getz. Did he get it to him?
No, he's running the option, and they've been stacking up Getz, and nice play there. They didn't go for the fake, and he rode him in. He rode him in pretty deep. There's the time that Getz is gone for the touchdown, but I got to believe those linebackers saw that one all the way.
Yeah, Ken Muller made the stop. It looked a little awkward from up here, like he almost had to get it forward to make that fake, or had he handed it off.
I think he rode with him. He just took him in the line well.
4th down and 2, and they are going to go for it. We mentioned before, we're not going to see a lot of field goal attempts out here today. And this time, we don't know which guy's got it, but no matter what, he doesn't get the first down. It's Getz or it's Jezdemir, and Ken Muller's there to make the stop.
Muller's he's played he's done a great job at that, down line position, and he just stacked that play up. It wasn't going anywhere. Again, they were going to go with the belly, and it's hard to tell if they were going to pull it or not, but Muller never gave it a chance, and is that Lothar on the bottom?
I think it was Cavell or Lockman, I'm not sure.
What did I do, touch that and make a little dot on it?
Yeah.
I got to get used to
Artistic.
that. That's right. I just point to things and make little marks.
Yeah, well, once again, that bend but don't break Dondero defense holds, and the Oaks come out on offense 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. Tony DeLuca under center, Richardson and Lothar in the backfield. Quick out, number 23, that's Scheid, and we talked about him in the open, and he does pick up a couple of yards. Finally brought down by number 60, Joe Burden, and he's a nice human interest story, but he's a little bit more than that. He's able to catch that ball like there's nothing to it.
He's an excellent receiver, and he's the guy they want to look for. They give a one-man screen out there to Scheid, and he catches the football heads up field, and you're right. It's a human interest story, but he comes to play football. Exactly. You just want to know about him.
Yeah, the fact is he doesn't get in the starting lineup because the coach feels good about him. It's because he can play.
Watch the pitch.
2nd down, 4.
Over here.
Giving the backfield to number 15 this time. That's Derek Ward. Last time we saw Derek Ward, he was punting the ball. This time he picks up the 1st down, and I believe that's the first down for Dondero.
Well, this is when you go and you're Avondale and you say, geez, we didn't kick and put them back in the hole. In the first good field position Dondero's had, and they're taking advantage of it in good hard running inside.
Andy Glansman corrects me, 2nd first down for Dondero.
Yeah. But
that was close.
But Dondero's, they're feeling good about themselves. They shut them out the first quarter, kept them off the board, get the ball in some field position. And you got to remember, if they can run the football, they were throwing it very effectively and not catching it, they start hooking up on them.
Yeah, they weren't getting covered that well, that's for sure. Now give to the up man, that's Lothar. Maybe gets a yard, stopped by big number 99, 225-pound Greg Hickman.
Well, Dondero likes to run, and it looks more like a short trap. Sometimes they fold that guard around the center, but it looks like they're actually trapping the defender down there and trying to run that. But what it does, it keeps everybody honest inside. You're going to see him fake that play, pick it up, and throw to somebody.
Keep an eye on number 22. Well, don't keep an eye on him now. He's not in the play for this one. Keep an eye on 23 and 16. Both split out to the left side.
No, we got Joe in here. Scheid?
Yeah, Scheid's 23.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about Wargo. Instead, they go to 16, and it's picked up instead by number 29. The guy's been returning all the punts. That's Joel Williams, and he almost takes it to the house. But as it is, he's been in great field position. Is he their version of Deion Sanders, punt returner and D-back?
Well, this was a pump and go again. You're going to see him pump the football, and then he sends him deep.
He's looking for the
underthrow, though. There's an underthrow right there. Oh, the receiver goes down, but he went down because the ball was underthrown. He got behind again. I'll tell you, that was just not enough arm.
That was the first really poor throw he's had today.
Yeah, he's been on the money all day.
But it might cost him. Pitch outside to Robinson. Again, he's got Preston leading the way. He follows him and does get tripped up at the very end by Lafferty.
That's a potential penalty call right there. You can't trip. And if they say it was inadvertent, and it could have been. He rolled over, he got knocked down, he's on the ground, and caught him with a foot. But it was close.
Well, right now Dondero is thanking their lucky stars because that's the only thing that kept him out of the end zone.
Well, Laverty and Ward have been real tough over on that side, and both of them were right there. But this, again, is 4-down territory, and Dondero's been dodging the bullet all evening.
2nd down and 2 at the 12 for the Yellow Jackets. 8:36 and counting in the second quarter. Gives the Getz right up the middle. No.
Fumble.
Demir gets rid of it at the last second.
Intentional grounding.
Yeah, I was going to say, he threw that thing to the track.
Yeah, intentional grounding.
Muller all over him. He threw it to the guy on the track.
But those are the kind of plays that a lot of times end up in a fumble because you don't see the man coming hard from the backside if he can get the ball or hit the arm on the way up. But, yeah, they're going to call intentional grounding here, and that's a good call because he saw what was happening. He just threw it as far as he could out onto the track.
Hey, well, that's twice that Demir and Getz have fooled me on that give, on the option.
But see, this is loss of down. This hurts more. You get right here, and here's the pressure from behind. He picks the ball up, and I think he got yelled to. That was a good job on the guy who missed the block. At least warned him. We used to call those lookout blocks. You just yell, "Look out!"
Brad Ennis, along with Muller, giving a lot of pressure. And again, they had 2nd down and 2 at the 12. Now it's 3rd down and forever at the 26. 3rd down and 17. Off to Demonte Robinson. Looks like he's going to throw it. He does go deep into the end zone and knocked down. Great play by number 15, Derek Ward, looking in the end zone for number 23, Trevor Craig.
Ward's been, has come up big. He and Laferty over there have come up big, and you're going to see Ward. It looks like they got him beat deep. He doesn't come up for the run. He doesn't suck up to the pitch. The ball's pretty well thrown. That's a pretty nice throw for a halfback. Look at him go up and time that.
Yeah. Now, did you ever for a second think he was going to run with the football?
No, he never. He didn't. Never tucked it away. Look at the penalty yards, 28 for Avondale, but much bigger than that because one brought the touchdown, 40-yard touchdown pass back.
4th down and 16 at the 26 for the Yellow Jackets. So the Oaks going to dodge another bullet right here. Demir rolls out, looks downfield, looking to the end zone.
Knock it down.
Nothing but Oaks back there. And what does Chris Blumenauer say? Knock it down. No, they knock it right into the hands of number 89, Daryl Groves. Touchdown, Avondale.
Great coverage, and the trail man steps right in there and gets the ball batted right into his arms. And, well, you talk about a tough break for Dondero. They have everything covered. They're in the coverage.
They did it right.
And they did it right.
Knocked it down.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to intercept it because you're going to get the ball way upfield.
He's not looking for Groves. He's looking for Justin Powell.
And he puts it deep. And it gets batted. Oh, two of them got on the ball is what happened.
I think it was Scheid along with Wargo.
Yeah.
Right into the hands of Groves.
Well, they kind of counteracted each other on the bat and ends up.
And the extra point attempt is good. Score now, Avondale 7, Dondero nothing. And the one that looked like the most obvious blow-in opportunity turns into a touchdown. 4th down and 16.
Yeah, they got a break. They got a break on this one because it's excellent coverage down there, and 2 Dondero people are fighting over who's going to knock it down, and it ends up that the trail receiver runs right into the football. But this is for you young guys why you don't give up on your pattern, because you continue downfield and say thank you, Mr. Groves, and right up. Boy, they set it up on a tee, too. It was right in his eyes.
That is the kind of, if you don't catch it, you think about it all night.
But the key there was that Groves didn't quit on his pattern. He ran his pattern. He was the second man out there, and he just stayed with it, and the ball came up to him.
Now, the fact is, somebody watching can go, well, there's a case where if you intercept it, it's better, but still, 99% of the time, knock it down.
Well, it's around the 1-yard line. If you intercept that thing, but they were battling each other. That was just too good a coverage.
There you see the drive, 4 plays, 20 yards, 1 minute, 3 seconds. And 26 of the 20, as it turns out, because of the penalty on that 4th down and 16 touchdown pass. There's your kickoff deep. Ward, he's not going to take it.
Let it go out of bounds.
Good field position to start for the Dondero Oaks, and I'll tell you what, that's the kind of play that if Director Pat Collar sends that to one of the TV stations, you get that on the highlights.
That's right. Yeah, those are one that I remember that Wall Lake Central lost, or Wall Lake Western lost the state championship a couple years ago, on the last play of the game, and they were in position. They batted the ball down, and kid who ran the wrong pattern. Who was that? Was it? I'm trying to think who they were playing.
I remember the game, though. But, hey, that was a great high school game. We'll talk about another great high school game now. Next week's game, the Berkeley Bears and the Ferndale Eagles will be coming to you from Ferndale. Don't miss the TCI Sports Game of the Week next week, Saturday and Monday, 8 o'clock at night, right here on Channel 63. And I do remember that game you were talking about, and that play made the highlights forever.
Oh, yeah, it was at the Silverdome, and it says state championship victory in the last play of the game. But getting back here, Dondero's got to make something happen right now.
And you got to think, maybe you go back to those pass plays that were open. Start off with, they're going to give it to Logan. He's not going anywhere. Now you've got an inspired Avondale defense saying, hey, the offense is contributing their part. We're going to get going now. And that was number 69, Jed Armstrong leading.
Well, Dondero's sending linebackers Avondale's sending linebackers, trying to disrupt the play early, not let it develop. And, when you send a linebacker, you gamble. And if Dondero guesses the right way, then they go for a big gain. But I think, you send the other linebacker, you know that Terrian's just such a tough football player, and you just play off of him.
No gain on that play. It's 2nd down and 10 for Dondero. Their own 35-yard line. DeLuca under center. Probably a passing situation. Mix-up on the play. He drops back. Looking downfield. Has a man over the middle. Finally gets a completion. No,
he drops it.
No, looking for his tight end. Dennis Wagnitz. Good coverage there by Daryl Hedrick.
Well, he had it again coming across the middle of the field. They've been throwing wide, and you see him, set up. And as I said, he's not a classic setup quarterback. He's got a little bit of a sidearm throw, but he puts the ball in the money. I got to give the kid credit. He's there.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you look at his stats, I think he's 0 for 5, 0 for 6, something like that. But he's only thrown one bad ball.
Yeah. Well, he's complete. All of them were completed. One just happened to be to Avondale.
Yeah.
But, no, everything else has been right on the money.
3rd down and 10 now for the Oaks.
Watch the dive!
2 receivers to the left side. DeLuca looks deep, throws deep, got Wargo. It's short, picked off this time by Daryl Hedrick. The 2nd interception of the day. 2nd bad throw of the day.
Well, if you're Dondero, that isn't all bad, because I don't know if it's an adventure when they punt or not. And, they're going to put the football, but you got to stop right here. Again, he doesn't set up. You see him stepping on his back foot. Can't get the leverage on the football, and he throws it high, but he doesn't throw it very far. Comes up short.
We were talking about high school quarterbacks before. There's not a whole lot that you're ever going to see that can throw off the back foot like that. But that is about what their punts have been getting on yardage, and this way you eliminate the return opportunity from Joel Orders. There was Daryl Hedrick, the guy who made the play right there. Right away, they're going to go deep. Jesdemir's deep, and he's got it for a touchdown as he toes the line. Trevor Craig, and all of a sudden, 56 yards later, Avondale is on the board again.
Well, you've seen Avondale, each time that Dondero's made a mistake, they've come back with the bomb. They come right back and say, let's score. And you see the replay is real close to the sidelines. There's not an official down there.
Let's take a look.
It's close. We're going to get a replay, and you watch his right foot right here. We got blocked out by the coach.
Oh, boy.
I'll tell you, good thing they don't use chalk any longer.
They'd have been kicking up.
He would have been coming up. They paint those fields now.
Good thing for Avondale, anyway. Extra point attempt is up, and it is good. The kick by number 62, Emil Sadiq. That's his 2nd extra point of the day, and now Avondale is up 14-0 over Dondero, and now down 2 touchdowns. Do you go to the air a little bit more, and what do you have to do to get your quarterback, keep him confident?
I think right now is what you try to do is control most of the 7 minutes, whether you score or not, and you keep Avondale off the board, because then you come out to start that second half, and who got the ball first? Dondero did. So they may have deferred, so they should be getting the football to start the second half, and.
It's a drive.
One play drive.
One play, 56 yards, 8 seconds.
But if you're Dondero, what you don't want to do is be 20 down. You've got to go and control the football. If you can get one in the end zone, great. But don't give it back to Avondale to do something positive. You're going to get the football, start second half, make some adjustments, get it in the end zone, then you're playing football.
This is the kind of situation for Dondero where they had opportunities. Let's not forget this game could be 28-0 right now.
Oh, they've had, yeah. There's no doubt that Dondero has dodged the bullet.
Take a look at those total yards. And let's not forget, again, there's a 40 or a 50-yard touchdown pass that got called back.
Yeah, it was a 40-yard play in the 39, actually.
So they'd be over 200 if not for that. Did they reverse it? I don't think they did. I think Wargo still got it, and he does. And he only gets it up to the 20. Good coverage there by number 21, Mike Leggett, and number 42, Matt Bartkowiak. And Dondero's going to take over first down and 10 at their own 20.
Well, Wargo kept the football, but he shows it too soon afterwards. He's going to come and, he's got the football, but now he's going to show it right away. He's here, and he shows the football, and nobody's fooled.
As it is, it's the same as the touchback. First down and 10 at the 20, 6:57 to go in the first half. Plenty of time to try to mount a drive. You don't have to throw it or anything like that.
No, I think the key is to control the football. I mean, you don't even have to score. You just got to take most of those 7 minutes off.
And the fact is, Avondale hasn't had to start a drive deep in their own territory yet today. First and 10, DeLuca under center. Pitches out wide to Richardson. He's following Lothar around end, turns the corner, and can't get by Tiernan. That guy's got some pursuit.
Yeah, Avondale has more team speed than Dondero does. A couple individuals they were concerned about from Dondero, but I think as a team, Avondale's much quicker. The offensive line play or line play in general has been tough. You see Lothar leading the play. He pulls. That gives away what's happening, and a lot of people get over there.
And Tiernan from behind brings him down. Yeah, it's funny talking to the Dondero coaching staff beforehand. They were talking about the size, but it seems like the speed has been just as much a factor.
Well, it's kept Dondero from getting outside, and that was one of the things Avondale's worked on all week, not letting them get there. Here comes the backer again.
2nd and 9, they give right up the middle to Lothar. He picks up a couple. It's going to be 3rd down and long, though, and again, a probable passing situation, but do you even take that risk here?
Well, I think they've had some nice things with the drag pattern with the end and some stuff over the middle of the field, and I think you got to go with that. You got to spread them out. There's Todd Schultz, first year, and he's having a tough go of it. Oakland County plays good football, and he's in that Division IV, trying to take a program that has to go on the rise.
It's always tough your first year too, and when you're at a school that's kind of small in numbers like Dondero, you just don't have a whole lot of guys coming back each year. 3rd down and 7 at the 23 for Dondero. Remember that up and go fake has been working as far as getting guys open. Maybe they can get the pass there this time, get the guys to hold on to it. He's got him. He's got him open now, just a little over his feet, but he stopped running the route as well. Number 16, Roy Lafferty, probably wasn't going to be complete anyway. He threw that to the sidelines.
I think that was a little over his head, but they go to the short man this time instead of the pump and fake. They're going to set up and try to hit the short guy, but again, you see the quarterback stepping backwards. As a result, the ball ends up with a lot of wiggle on it.
I think he was watching a lot of Bernie Kosar when he was growing up. The sidearm and the wiggle. And the thing is that most of them have been on target too, which was Bernie's other trademark.
Yeah.
Just doesn't have those guys, Webster Slaughter and Brian Brennan, out there catching the ball. Derek Ward punting once again, and he punts it away from the return man. Probably a good idea. But once again, Avondale's going to get the ball this side of the 50.
Yeah, you want to keep it in the field of play. Get every second off there you can, because Avondale's got the ball back with 5 minutes. And look for Avondale to come right back and throw. I think they feel they're in 4-down territory right here. They're not going to punt the football. They might come back on 1st down and just send them.
Right. Now, a couple of years ago, it would have been even more important to get the punt to stay in bounds because the clock would have been going already.
Correct.
But they changed that a couple of years ago just to, I don't exactly know why, but to get a few more
coaches
plays.
felt that the game was going too quickly. They did a lot of things to speed up the game, but the coaches felt they just did too much to speed it up.
Kind of helps you when you're trying to run a 2-minute offense anyway to get it started. Give up the middle to Getz, and he's going to get a 1st down most likely on the very first play. Finally dragged down from behind by number 63. That's Steve Burns. And I think he's just short. 2nd down and inches.
Well, you can see Avondale's in a hurry-up offense. They want to get as many plays in as they can. Good coaching right here. Get the people up the line of scrimmage and run it.
Well, now they're going to have time to think about it because the officials want a timeout. They're going to bring the chains out and measure. Now on 2nd and short here, considering the success of the passing offense lately, you go deep. If it is 2nd and inches.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. They may be right up the line of scrimmage. That might be why they went with the quick play. They were going to go get right up there and then throw the bomb. And they got a foot to go. Yeah, look for them to come and send this.
See, if you can't get that on 3rd down, well then you don't deserve it.
Yeah, they may bring that, slide somebody in behind this. They're going to run that wide defender off and bring something in behind them.
Well, Trevor Craig, number 23, is split to the short side. That's the guy who caught the touchdown pass just a couple minutes ago. Instead, they're going to give it right up the middle, and I don't know if he got it. He only had a couple inches to go. That was Jamonte Robinson. I think he did get it. He only had to lean over that marker.
Well, it's the old, did he mark it with his right foot or his left foot? He marked it with his right foot, so it's not going to be. You're going to see inside right here. He just gets over the line, and they wrap him up real good. There's the key, is that 2nd man on, and that's Lothar. He just wraps it up, drives him back.
And the 1st man on was right there, Marcus Richardson.
Yeah, you got to watch those officials. If they mark which foot they mark it with makes a big difference.
As long as they don't look back to the change before they mark it, I don't mind. Takes the give to Getz, and now he's got to scramble and avoid the sack. And I think he's going to get it on his own, trying to outrun Lothar. He does, and Jezdemir picks up about 8 yards and a 1st down and gets out of bounds.
Yeah, good speed. He outran the big linebacker. When you got a guy 6 foot and 230 pounds chasing you, the pressure comes from the backside right here. Good job of reading it, but you got to go to that outside shoulder, not the inside shoulder, and gives away leverage. And again, bad angle out of linebacker. Lothar did a nice job of seeing the play, but he, again, didn't take that angle upfield.
1st down and 10 for Avondale. Ball on the 30-yard line. 4:03 to go. Plenty of time on the clock. Jezdemir drops back, looks downfield to Trevor Craig, turns and catches it. Nice Tom Waddle-style catch. Good short yardage. 1st down play brings up 2nd and 5.
Well, I'm going to give the Avondale receiver coach a lot of credit here. You watch them square up their hands and look that ball into it. He's going to have the hands up where they're supposed to be and takes it home.
Am I calling it right on who the receiver looks like?
That's right.
2nd down and 5. Pitch out to Getz. Turns the corner, has the 1st down, and then he takes a pounding, led by guess who?
Ryan, don't be a nice guy there on the sideline.
Lothar, along with number 30. And I don't think we have 30 on our roster. We don't. But do you hear that guy yelling, "Don't be a nice guy" there?
Yeah, Lothar's from coast to coast. So you're going to see him get over here, and we get a wrap-up and trying to get a seam back inside, and Lothar fights off the block and then just says, "You're mine."
Still 1st down and 10 at the 18-yard line. 3:25 to go, and we've got a timeout on the field. Well, they talk things over. Dondero not wanting to give up another touchdown, go down 21-0, and have to kick off to start the 2nd half. That can end the game real quick for you if you're not careful.
Yeah, but I think they're going to go and they're probably going to kick the ball off. They received it to start the 1st half.
Yeah, well, hey, when you're not watching football, tune in Thursday nights at 8 right here on Channel 63. You can join the Master Anglers for the hottest fishing action around Michigan. Host Mark Gomez explores new waters, tactics, and techniques with pro anglers who know fishing. If you want to land more and bigger fish, catch the Master Anglers Thursday nights at 8 o'clock right here on Channel 63. You do much fishing?
I tell you, I fish a lot, and those 2 smallmouth bass, I want the photographer to take pictures of mine like that because those fish are double the size of what they are. Did a great job of
he bought those,
pumping those up. Well, no,
fish market.
You know, I think the fish were probably about 18 inches, and the photographer stretched them. I mean, he just did a great job. I like that.
You've got expensive equipment here.
Yeah,
We can do anything.
He's my man. I want him out with me. Get that 18-inch bass and make it look like it's about a 28-inch bass.
Now, if we can just get a golf show on TCI, we'll be in business. And we'd have something to watch every week.
Well, we do on TCI. We have the Golf Channel.
Yeah, that's true. I need all the lessons I can get. Hey, 1st down and 10 at the 18-yard line. Jezdemir drops back, looks across to Trevor Craig, and just leads him a little too far out of bounds. Safe play, though. He didn't try to force anything.
Yeah, because it's pretty good coverage by Dondero. You had the one man on it, and you'll see the other guy cutting up and getting zeroed on it. because that would that be a big lift for Dondero to pick one off and run her up the sidelines. But yeah, right here the moral part is to keep them off the board the rest of the half and try to regroup at halftime.
All right, 2nd down and 10, 3:22 left, still plenty of time. Rushing yards, Avondale killing them on the ground, but you know the passing yardage difference is even bigger probably. Give up the middle, going to bring up a 3rd down. And about 5, that was Jamonte Robinson once again. And once again, it's Muller and Lothar on the bottom of that pile.
Well, Mike Lothar does a good job of reading the trap block inside. You can see 54 for Avondale. Coming around the corner on the trap, that's John Ashley. And as I said, I'm not sure if he's trapping or he's folding. It's difference in terminology, but the point is he's just coming right around the center and picking up the first person that shows.
And also Faber Bermudez helping out on that tackle too. 3rd down and 4. Pitch out wide to Getz, and he's going nowhere but backwards. Stopped down by Derek Ward.
Ward and Lafferty have done a great job on their side of the field, and you see Ward absolutely sell out to that one. He says, "Here we come, ready or not."
Well, we've been taking a look at a lot of replays. Let's listen to one.
That's how you do it. You come up, make those pads smack, and good job.
4th down and 11. Do you knock it down? You throw into the end zone. Knock it down still? There's the mirror. Pitches out. You know he's throwing it again. Robinson into the end zone. Wide open. Touchdown. Number 18, Justin Powell. And again, they're not fooling anybody, but it works.
Well, Robinson's got an excellent arm, and what a weapon to have when you can pitch out to him and he can pull up. And give him credit because they pitched out to the left side, and he's got to get out there and then set up. And this is a tough play. You've just caught the pitch. You didn't fool anybody because you don't show pitch. And gets himself squared. He's got to have a strong arm because he wasn't turned even, Joe. I mean, he was just absolutely squared up away.
Well, in fact, we had talked before about the problem that DeLuca was having trying to turn and throw opposite, and you do have to have a great arm to do that. But I want to know if you watch the extra point by Sadiq, and it gets blocked up the middle, and I think, well, you can't tell. It might have been Lothar. It might have been number 30, who is the player to be named later. And I wonder, when you pitch it out like that, is that instead of letting your quarterback scramble, this buys you the time to set up, whereas the quarterback scrambling, the defense has a little bit more time maybe to get in his face.
Well, and it's a great advantage to have a back out there with it, because if things do break down at the corner, he can always turn it up and run. He's set up there. They pull a tackle and get him out in front of him, and boy, he finds a receiver, and there it is. And They pulled the big fella, got him out there. What, Mark Preston, 6'2", 264. You bring him out to buy time. It's like the moving pocket. And but having a back like Robinson, he can turn it upfield and go.
And now Preston's going to kick it off. They're
going to onside kick this. I would onside kick this.
The dead giveaway is when Preston stops blocking on that play that he's not running.
Yeah.
Preston to kick off, and now they're going to kick it deep, and it's going to go in the hands of Wargo at about the 15-yard line, and he's going to take it right up the middle, follow his blocking, and get good field position. The best starting position, I believe, for Dondero today. 1st and 10 at their own 35.
Well, they're confronted with the same problem, though. They got to run this clock out right here. They can't go. You're going to see Avondale use their timeouts, particularly if they stop them early, to stop that clock, get the ball back with some time.
You see, we were talking about these 1 and 2 and 4 play drives before. Well, here's a drive. 9 plays, 52 yards, 3 minutes and 11 seconds. And I believe out of their 3 touchdowns, 2 of them came on 4th down. 20-0 Avondale, 1:51 to go in the first half. Dondero ball, 1st and 10. Their own 35. DeLuca finally completes a pass to the outside. Actually, his second completion of the day, both of them to that guy. Number 23, Joe Scheid.
Yeah, Scheid does a nice job. He gets squared up to receive the football, and it's put right on the money. And you see what he does? His arm is shortened at the elbow, and he brings it in and then wraps it up. Does a great job. And
well, now they split him out left along with Lafferty. 2nd down, he did get out of bounds, stop the clock, only took 4 seconds off of it. 2nd down and 5, and it looks like Dondero is trying to get themselves into scoring position. He's looking downfield at Lafferty, and he's got him, and you know, a couple times, I don't know if the throws are there or not anyway, but Lafferty has stopped running the route.
Yeah, he's not running the route. He's not running through it, and you're going to see him.
Does their job, they don't score.
We get the ball. The ball's going to come downfield, and it's over the receiver's head, and Lafferty just pulled up the. That's one of his best spirals too. That's right on. Well, yeah, Lafferty's squaring up and.
Right. Is it over his head because he didn't keep running? You know. Keep running. It's there.
I got to believe you got to run the pattern.
3rd down and 5, and you know this is a pretty big play because 141 is plenty of time for Avondale to come back.
Especially the way they've been throwing the football.
They've got trips to the left. Wargo, Ward, and Scheid. 3rd down and 5. Tony DeLuca under center. Drops back. He's got Lothar. Good block by Lothar, letting him get the ball downfield. He's looking for Scheid, and instead it's picked off. 2nd pickoff of the day for Orders. Joel Orders, and he's looking for some blocking. Remember, this is their punt returner. Finally, the tackle made by Wargo, but Avondale's got the ball 1st and 10 at their own 40 with 1:24 left. All right, I guess it works out like a punt once again, but that's another turnover.
Yeah, it's another turnover, and Avondale's dictating the terms right now. They were in a pass prevent defense, and you can see they get good time. They buy good time for them. The ball's well thrown, and again, it's in the air a long time. You see Avondale's quickness reacts to that football, and off they go.
A lot of guys in purple jerseys down there, only one in a white jersey.
And this is a nice run back here. He puts one guy right to the ground with a fake.
Yeah, he's been doing a good job on returns. That's 2 interceptions he's run back for good distance, and he's been their punt returner, getting them good field position. Again, 124, a lot of time to go 60 yards. Trevor Craig, the guy who scored the 2nd touchdown, split wide right. Instead, they give it to Robinson up the middle. He gets a couple of yards, finally brought down by Lothar, and Lothar been doing all he can.
Yeah, they've communicated with Robinson, though. You watch him inside wrap up that football. He's got both hands on it. They said, hey, son, you put the ball on the deck a couple times, and we don't want that. And he's doing a good job of just being the power runner inside and leave the outside to the scat backs.
2nd down and 7. Clock running, under a minute to go, 1st half.
Illegal. Little rocker there.
False start. You get a false start on Avondale, and again, once this ball gets set down, clock will start up again.
Yeah, high school, the only time they'll stop it is if they think you're intentionally trying to run the clock out.
I was gonna say, that's Doug Frazier, the coach at Seaholm. That was how he used to end games until the refs wouldn't allow it. They were ordered. Everybody go down till there's 24 seconds, and then the left tackle moves.
Yeah.
And you keep doing it till the ref catches you, and you never have to worry about downing the ball. He ran a game against Hazel Park out 2 minutes without snapping the ball.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of coaches do that. They talk about it at the clinics, but the good officials are right on that.
And I say, hey, do it till they catch you.
No, it's not catching you. You're taking a 5-yard penalty to keep the clock running.
Gets with the ball, and he's stopped by Lothar along with Tinkham, and I think they're going to be able to run the clock out. It doesn't look like Avondale wants to put any more points on the board, but now Dondero wants to get the ball back. 3rd down and 12, and I don't know about that.
2nd and 12.
That's right, 2nd down and 12. Well, you're definitely not going to get the ball back. That's right, the chain says 2nd down, the scoreboard says 3rd down. It is.
You know what, though? They may have taken the timeout just to be able to make sure that defense is deep enough.
Well, Andy Glansman says it's 3rd down, and they have changed it to 3rd down.
Okay, they changed it to 3rd. But I think that they're going to go, and they just didn't want something fluke to happen. And they're telling them, okay, watch for screens and get back and keep everybody in front of you. Don't run with them. Get back. Make it happen in front of you.
Watch for screens and watch for mountain biking. Take a look at the only local sports show that focuses on the growing sport of mountain biking. Inside Mountain Biking features riding tips, new product information, competitor interviews, where to ride, and much more. Check out the IMB. That's not like Will Smith's MIBs. It's the IMB every Tuesday and Saturday, right here on Channel 63. Well, 3rd down and 12, and if you're Avondale, you just keep running it, forcing them to use their timeouts, or do you say, okay, we want to play that way, we're going deep on you?
I think they're going to go deep on him right here.
Trevor Craig, remember, he's
either that or they're going to come with, like a hook and ladder or something. They're going to try to put another one on the board.
Well, they give right up the middle to Getz, and nothing's happening there. He's shot down at the line of scrimmage, and is Dondero going to call timeout again? They do. 4th down, going to force Avondale into a punting situation. And you got to believe
isn't going to punt the football.
I was going to say, you'd have to believe that Dondero has one heck of a punt block set up if they're waiting this desperate to get it. Now, are they not going to punt it and allow them to get the ball with 2 seconds left and throw one into the end zone?
No, I don't know if it's in their playbook, but I know a lot of coaches will go and take the snap to quarterback and then just do some loops back there. Yep. You can avoid people for 9 seconds. Right. That's not. Matter of fact, they may pitch it to Robinson, and he just plays void.
Yeah, which means don't gain any yards.
Yeah.
He's run around, yeah. Take the loss.
Yeah, take the loss.
Maybe not to Robinson.
That's true.
The late arriving crowd has shown up.
Well, it's a beautiful evening for football now. The sun's gone down. It was quite a glare early, but this is a beautiful night to play football.
More people here tonight than at Tiger Stadium.
No, wait, tonight didn't they have $2 off on tickets or something?
Yeah, well, this is a much better game. All right, well, they look like they're lined up in punt formation. That's Jezdemir back there. See what kind of punt block they've got or what kind of return Dondero has. And Lothar got through, but not really, not where he was going to do anything. And they're going to let the ball hit, and that clock's going to die.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it. There you go.
Again, that clock dies. That's the end of the first half, so all those timeouts were for nothing. And the score is at halftime. Auburn Hills Avondale 20, Royal Oak Dondero nothing. And believe me, it could be a lot worse.
Yeah, Avondale's really dominated this football game, and you got to give credit to the line. The line has been tough both offensively and defensively, and Dondero's just hasn't been able to come up with any answers for it.
And you see Dondero, they're talking things over before they go in for their little halftime talk. Got to come out with something different. Defense did a job in the first quarter. I think they just got worn out in the second, but the offense has got to make things happen. But hey,
well, the defense was awful tough, except, they gave up 2 4th-down touchdowns. One was a fluke, and that really broke their back. I mean, that was
it was bend but break, but finally they broke, and we're going to break for a little while, and we're going to come right back with some halftime stats on the TCI Game of the Week.
I'm the king.
The rock and roll?
No, coupons. I'm Mike Gauthier. Some people call me the king of coupons because nobody brings you bigger savings than my market share coupon book. Having trouble saving money? Then do what the Tripp family does. Carry the book, Mike's Market Share Coupon Book. You'll save thousands on things you use every day, like eyeglasses, oil changes, and cleaning from companies you trust. But you can't save unless you carry the book. Remember, you'll save a king's ransom using my Market Share Coupon Book.
Rumor has it, Comet Burgers is definitely the place to be seen in downtown Royal Oak. After the party, out for dinner, just looking for cold soft drinks, great burgers and fries, milkshakes or pizzas. Comet Burgers is the place to run into just about anybody.
Excuse me. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Even old what's-his-name. Comet Burgers, they're out of this world.
When you call Modernistic, we'll show up with this. $35,000 worth of carpet and upholstery cleaning technology. Call the competition, they'll probably show up with this. Our truck-mounted equipment can professionally clean your carpets with 10 times the power of portable cleaners, removing dirt, harmful bacteria, pollens, and more. The competition can't. Of course, there is one thing the competition does that we can't. They make a lot more noise.
Modernistic.
So the tire store guy says, great deal on them tires. You want valve stems? No thanks. Your tires won't work without valve stems. They're extra. Then he told me all the other extras I needed. So guess what happened to my great deal on them tires?
Only Bell Tire gives you out-the-door pricing. You get the guaranteed lowest price, and at Bell Tire, it's the total, complete, everything's included price with absolutely no extras ever.
Bell Tire.
Nobody comes close, nobody's closer.
The TCI Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Modernistic Carpet Cleaning, Comet Burgers in Royal Oak, Mike's Market Share Coupon Book, and by Bell Tire.
Halftime here. Halftime at Auburn Hills, Avondale, where the Yellow Jackets are leading the Dondero Oaks 20-0. Joe Abramson along with Frank Plakis, and 20-0. And it really hasn't been as close as it sounds.
Now you look at the stats, and that's the true story up there. Avondale's just absolutely dominated them in every aspect of the game. And once Avondale got past the self-destruction point early in the game, they committed penalties, fumbles, and created their own problems. But since then, they've just been unstoppable. Their last 3 possessions, they've put points on the board. 3 of their last 4, they put points on the board. And unless Dondero can come out and get a stop and get something on the board, this one's going to be over early.
Well, when we talked early about Dondero having dropped passes and maybe coming back to him, it looked like Avondale's defense adjusted and never allowed those guys to get open anymore. Here's some of the touchdowns, though. Here's a 4th down play, 4th down and 16, basically a Hail Mary. And why don't you tell the rest of it, Frank?
Yeah, this is actually the second quarter, and it's up in the air, and it's up for grabs. You see the 2 Dondero defenders battle for the football. Comes right up. Credit goes to Mr. 89. Groves for staying with it.
And this one, Trevor Craig, a 1-play drive.
And they come right back, and they get the turnover, and Trevor Gregg just absolutely outruns everyone, dances down the sidelines. We had a little bit of an angle, and our spotter up above felt it was there, but you come back with a pitch, and you see Robinson square up and absolutely put the ball right on the money. What a strong throw. He was turned the wrong way and everything. Right on. He's got to be, maybe he's a catcher in baseball or something. He's got the arm.
Justin Powell with the catch. And we got to mention also Joel Orders' 2 interceptions, one of which set up that second touchdown, the other of which prevented Dondero's last drive. But hey, that's the score. Avondale 20, Dondero nothing. We'll be right back with the second half kickoff right after this.
It's the way you inspire. It's the way you grow. It's the way you lead. It's the way you play. It's the way you work. It's the way you discover. TCI. It's the way you learn.
It's the way you learn. If you wish a video cassette of TCI Sports, the cost is $25. Send a check payable to TCI, along with your name, address, and the names of the teams that played in the game, to TCI Sports Videotapes, 4500 Delamere Boulevard, Royal Oak, Michigan, 48073. Remember to tell us which game you wish to receive. And thank you for watching TCI Sports.
Hey, we're back here for the start of the second half. Start of the third quarter here at Avondale. The Yellow Jackets leading the Oaks 30-0. Joe Abramson along with Frank Plakis. And Frank, the Avondale Yellow Jackets with the 20-0 lead. Going to get a chance to build on it right away, getting the ball.
Yeah, they're going to get the football, and they've just been red hot the second quarter. They just did everything right, and you can see Robinson right there. He's throwing the football. He's carried the football. He's done some wonderful things. And give him a little rest. Don't put him in on that kick-receive unit. But I tell you, this is the last key series of the game right here. If they can't stop him, it's over.
Jesdemir, very efficient, 5 out of 7, 96 yards, 2 touchdown passes. Robinson with the halfback option on the other touchdown pass. And the kickoff now coming from Dondero. That's number 45, Tinkham, kicking off. And to the short man, picking it up right there and moving is number 80, I believe, Zeb Parker. Not one of the deep guys. Oh, no, correct that, 83, Ron Teasley.
But Teasley bobbled the football. It hit the ground. He did a good job of picking it back up. Yeah, the biggest hit he took was just coming off the field from his own teammate there. He looks up and he gets banged. But as I said, this is the last key series of the game here. If they can't stop him, they put another one on, it's all over.
Joel Orders, 2 interceptions. Again, one that set up a touchdown, another that prevented Dondero's last legitimate drive in the first half.
Well, Orders was an all-league first-team selection last year. Young man's being looked at by a lot of the Division III schools in Michigan and some of the Division IIs. and would like to go on and play some baseball. One of the big-time schools, he hopes.
Hey, somebody wants to pay your tuition, go with it. Do whatever that does, you know? Gets with the ball up the middle. Same thing they did at the start of the first half, getting those quick yards right up the middle of the little guy.
You know, the thing is, and kids don't realize it, if you're good, they find you. The scouting is so good. Jim Northrup came out of the MIAA. He played an awful lot of baseball.
Oh, yeah.
And here's the good blocking at the point of attack again, and Little Getz does the dive job, gets the extra yard.
2nd down and 5 now for Avondale. Chezdemir under center. Give again to Getz right up the middle, and he's not going to get near the first down this time.
Well, they've come out with just straight-ahead zone blocking and said, let's get in some work here, and let's just get our wedge blocking down. And that's all they're doing, picking up people, trying to push them back.
3rd down. We'll call it 4.
If I was a running back, I'd just grab a hold of big 77. We didn't talk enough about him. Mike Preston has been outstanding, and I'd just grab a hold of his coattail and say, take me somewhere.
I'm so impressed with how well he moves his feet for being 264 pounds. And they're going to give it right off the middle to Monty Robinson, and he's going to pick up the first down.
Yeah, they had Preston over there, and I didn't see who the other man was, and they just Robinson grabbed a hold of him. Yeah, the one thing's going to hurt Preston. He's 6 foot tall, and they like those linemen to be 6'4", 6'5", and that's the tough part. But he's a good football player. He's going to go out and play somewhere. He's only a junior.
6'2" anyway. A football coach once told me, if you're under 6'4" and an offensive lineman, learn how to play center. It's the one place you can be short.
Yeah.
And they give it up to Getz. Takes it up the middle, gets about a yard. And in fact, I remember that was some guys that I went to high school with who were guards and tackles and ended up in college being centers because they weren't tall enough to play tackle anymore. But if you learned to hike the ball and you were still 260, you could block.
You can go and have the quick feet and conceal either side. But the reason for that is, it's not discrimination against the vertically challenged or anything like that. It's a fact that you have those defensive people that are 6'5" and 6'6", and if you don't get into them, they're able to get their hands up and create all kinds of problems. So you got to be able to get into them and play at their level, height-wise.
That's right. 2nd down and 9. Give up the middle to Jamonte Robinson.
He kept it. Oh yeah, he rode it.
Whoa. Hey, he's done a heck of a job of really, like you say, riding it. That thing stays in the gut for a while.
Yeah, he bellies it and reads his key, and then he pulls it out and did a good job of staying with Robinson. And you're going to see him ride Robinson into the line. He takes another step, then comes back and uses Robinson as a blocker. And you see the people tackling Robinson, all of a sudden they go, whoa, we got a problem here.
Wrong guy.
Whoa time.
Big running play there. 1st down and 10 at the 41. And once again, the Yellow Jackets are moving into Dondero territory on their way possibly to another score. Gets up the middle. Nothing happening there, and I believe that's Lothar. Has to be Lothar hitting him that hard.
Well, when you're coaching in a game that's about to be a blowout, and you're the Avondale coaching staff, you go in the locker room at halftime and you say, we've got to come out and take that first possession and establish the line of scrimmage. We're going to take the football and we're going to push it down their throat. We're going to get into 4-down territory, and we're just going to take it at them and eat up the clock.
I got to apologize to Brandon Tinkham. Had to be Brandon Tinkham hitting him that hard, number 45. Pass to Trevor Craig, breaks one tackle, tries to break another, drags him though for a pickup of about 12 yards, and Chezdemir with another completion, efficient quarterbacking. A lot of those completions to that man right there, Craig.
Well, if you're watching high school football, you don't see this enough, and I'm going to compliment the receiver coach again. You watch the hands. Where are they? They're squared in. He's catching the football. He's got them right in his hands, looking the football in. I'll tell you, quarterbacks like those kids.
Hits it away from your body and then bring it in. Give up the middle to Robinson, and he just keeps following those big guys, and he's getting yardage. And, we talk about Preston, but, hey, Gino Misano, big Adam Davis, a couple other guys up there leading the way, getting some blocks, building some holes for him.
Yeah, the offensive line has done just a great job. And John Ashley's been a horse out there. He does some pulling, he does the trap blocking, and they get that one side of the line, and they just get a forward lean going.
2nd down and 5 now for the Yellow Jackets. This time he keeps the ball, follows him right in, and big hits going on, but not until he gets the first down. That's Chezdemir once again.
I think they've done what they wanted to do, dominate that line of scrimmage, get those linemen a chance, open up this football game and get to play a lot of people. It's nice when you got a nice home crowd like they have today. You see him just tuck it in and then follow people up the field.
And he's got a running back's number. He's running well.
And Getz has played a heck of a football game, but you saw what a 143-pounder does when he leads that play up. He avoids people.
Yeah. Screen him. Don't block him. Just screen him. First down and 10. Give to Jamonte Robinson, and he drags people again, gets a couple yards, but not much. Second down and about 7.
Well, this has been, they've been able to do all right on first down, Dondero has been, and it's been straight ahead stuff. And then Avondale's been able to go on second down, pick up big yardage, and a lot of times that first down.
All right, second down and 7 at the 13-yard line, and once again knocking on the door to another touchdown.
I think they're going at big 77 there. He turned and asked somebody something. He wanted to get his blocking assignment.
Monty Robinson, no option pitch out to Getz instead, and he's going to kick a block, go in, and they threw a flag on it. And you tell me what you think. I thought he blocked from the side.
Did he come back, though? Did he hit below the waist?
No, he got him up high.
Got him up high.
Got him up high right on the shoulder.
We'll get the replay and see which side he gets him on. And they're gonna call it.
It's one of those that you know what the call's gonna be, and you watch and you hope they're not gonna call it.
They call it a clip. They say got him from behind.
And I hope we can see it again. It's a tough call to make at real speed too. Here's the fake.
Here's the fake. Good job. Good pitch. Good reception. Come up the field. We're gonna get our block right in here.
Oh. I really thought he blocked the guy on the shoulder, and it's
looked like he might have even turned on him. And in defense, the officials, you get somebody that turns on you.
Well, like we were saying, at full speed, it's hard to make.
Yeah,
it's a hard call to make.
It's hard to tell what had happened there, but sometimes officials see the end of a play where the defender turned his back on him right at the last minute, and then they see the hit from behind.
Well, whatever it is, it's second down and 17. Pump and go underneath now, and he's got his man, and he runs into the official. Fumbles it.
Dondero's football.
Is it Dondero's ball? Did he get it? No, he kept it. He held on to it, number 42. Good play by Matt Bartkowiak, and he got that yardage back.
He's a little frustrated right there because he had the ball. Look at him. He's banging his hands because he fumbled it at the end, but does a nice job of getting in the open, and he feels he's got it going, and picks up the official right here, uses him as a blocker, and
boy, he was fortunate. He is fortunate. Oh, is he fortunate?
Yeah, the official screened the other team off, screened Dondero off.
Third down and 1 now.
One thing about the official being down there is pretty sure who had it.
Monty Robinson, I don't think he's going to get it. Absolutely not going to get it. Unless he gets the most favorable spot of the night.
Well, we're going to look right foot or left foot. That's all I
don't know if that matters. Look at that.
Yeah, they pushed him back. They pushed him back. Good surge by the defensive line, good penetration, and you can see right there. Yeah, he wasn't close to picking it up.
And Avondale's going to call a timeout now and talk about this on 4th down and 1. Going back to that officials call, we had a situation like that in the Troy game in the first week, and there was a guy in the press box who used to work college games as an official. He said his rule of thumb was always this: if he didn't hit the guy on the numbers on the back, you let it go. And that's a college rule.
Yeah.
Well, in high school, like you said, if it's going quick and a guy turns and it's full speed, it happens, and it's one of those you just hope they don't make it. But hey, that's why we're up here.
I've had officials tell me that they don't make the call unless they saw the whole call too.
True.
If they see the end of it, then it may have been a clip, and everyone's wondering why they didn't call it. That's why, because they didn't see the beginning of it.
There'll be more clipping, holding, and everything else next week when we head to Ferndale as the Eagles host the Berkeley Bears. That's the TCI Sports Game of the Week. Next Saturday and Monday night at 8 o'clock right here on Channel 63. Yeah, it's not a job I'd want to do. I would not want to be an official for anything.
And I'll tell you what, most of the officials do an outstanding job. You go with replays. There's Coach. He's happy tonight. He lost a heartbreaker to Madison Heights Madison, and he felt he had to come back and establish something tonight. And it looked shaky that first quarter. He was not. Had a little carryover from the last game. Now he's got things clicking.
Got a wake-up call. One other thing for anyone watching, OAA people, be happy about the refs you've got, because I know that in the PSL, someone went to a game in the Detroit PSL last week, 5 plays in a row. Denby had 12 men on the field. The official didn't see it. So at least the refs in this league are working hard. 4th down and 1. Quarterback sneak. No, they're going to give it to Getson. No, they're not. They're going to keep it, take it in for a touchdown, and he's fooled me every time.
Yeah, he got you. He got you. Did a good job.
He's good.
Now I'm going to defend the poor PSL a little bit in that what happens is they play a lot of afternoon games. And getting people who are available to officiate in the afternoon is a different situation. You know, get a guy out here at 7 o'clock at night versus, 3:30. That's a long thing, but
take a look at that
nice
run.
Spin right off the.
Man.
You saw him line him up and catch his momentum and then just roll him in. Excellent running.
It's funny. We talk about all these quarterbacks we see in Oakland County, and this year is no different than any other, where there's always great quarterbacks. And that extra point attempt is no good, and it's 26-0 Avondale on top. We see guys like Mike Clinton. We see guys like Pat Craddock at Brother Rice, or Bill Sherman at Seaholm, or Darren Tooley at Lake Orion. You're not going to hear much about Jesdemir, but he's real efficient. He's a real nice, solid quarterback.
But Jesdemir is the kind of kid that shows up at a MIAA school and has a very nice college career and has lots of fun and continues his football play. And
he's here, to me, like to take it to on a different level of comparison, and he's going out there to play kick coverage, but where some of those other guys might be the Ryan Leaf or the Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
He's the Brian Greasy.
Yeah.
He's just doing the job, and he's getting it done well.
But they have a great time doing it, and it's, at the purity level still.
Yeah.
And, high school football is as exciting as it gets because, you don't know what's going to happen. You talk about not knowing what's going to happen, who's going to drop what, or who's going to have the ball bounce to him. This is the level. Get out and watch them.
Here comes the kickoff from the big fella Preston, and this time it's gonna stay in bounds, and they better pick that up. You got to pick that up. That's Avondale's ball.
Yeah.
Powell picks it up. Very alert on the part of Powell, and Wargo's being explained the rule right now.
Yeah, by his teammates.
And by the official and everybody else, and I think he's just sitting there.
He was waiting for it to go out of bounds, and it didn't, so he was just going to let it sit. And Dondero picks it up, and
I'll tell you how well Powell knows the rule is he just pounces on it as opposed to running it in, because you can't run it in. He just went and got it.
Right.
A lot of times you see a guy try to pick it up and leave it behind him.
Well, he tried to pick it up and lunge forward and pick up a little
get a little spot break. Yeah. There you see that scoring drive, 11 plays, 67 yards, 6:21 off the clock to do it, and Dondero still has not had the ball in the second half.
No, that's where you come out and you try to get yourself back in the football game, and Avondale, give them credit, put together a real solid drive and put the ball in the end zone. Good play calling, good mixing, and but boy, they get a big break right here.
Oh, is this the kind of thing that just destroys you, though?
Well, this is where it's tough to keep your attention.
This time he does give it off up the middle, and we got some new guys in the backfield, I believe. He was faking a pitch out to number 2, Hadrick.
Yeah, they're gonna work some people in here. You can see Coach has got a number of fresh jerseys right by him. He's starting to send them into the lineup. And good job right there. That's a long way to go in this ball game.
Yep.
And
I think that was Getz.
People in.
I think that was Getz getting in there for that carry, but he is substituting pretty freely. Like we said, Hedrick in the backfield now along with Getz. Tremonti Robinson getting a little bit of a break. Pitch outside to Hedrick. Follows Big Preston around, and he almost gets it into the end zone, but he does get it inside the 5-yard line, and you're right, just follow that guy.
Yeah, just grab a hold of his belt. We talk about Joe D'Angelo used to coach at Country Day, played at St. Ambrose, and he had a guy, Tom Beer, that ended up playing pro football, and Joe was smart enough to just go and grab a hold and say, yeah, they're going to nail the photographer.
You know what I'm noticing? When some of the littler guys are going to get blocked by Preston, they just get out of there. They just fall. They don't even want to deal with it.
Yeah, there's the photographer. He's getting set to take another hit.
Yeah.
He figures they're going the other way.
Must be the paper's camera, not his. It's going to get hit. Gets with the ball, looking to take it to the outside, and for a half second it looked like he was going to pull up and throw, but I think he was just trying to get himself wide enough to turn the corner.
He was trying to get upfield. And
going to be 4th down as it is. 4th down and about 2 yards.
Well, maybe a little moral victory here. Well, they can get a first down. That's what's tough.
Yeah.
Is they can set it down.
Well, and as we've seen with Jezdemir, you don't know what's going on when he starts doing that belly stuff and taking it around.
Yeah,
he can run a sneak or whatever.
He does a good job of riding it in. That may be what he comes with right here. Unless they're trying to get somebody a touchdown.
4th down, 2 yards to go, ball on the 3. Don't need to score to get a first down. Gives it straight up the middle to Getz, breaks one tackle, takes it into the end zone, touchdown Avondale.
Yeah, Getz had worked hard tonight, and they wanted to get him one. They want to get him in the end zone because I don't think he'll be in any more series after this one. And so get the guy who's worked hard for you and taken some licks, get him a touchdown, and now we go 32 and a possible 33.
And what is the mercy rule? It's 35 points?
35, right. So those keep stopping the clock. What you do in high school football, once there's a 35-point lead, the clock does not stop. It just continually runs.
It doesn't stop for anything.
No, it just
unless somebody got really injured.
Yeah.
Extra point attempt. Just gets over. Just gets over.
Yeah. Looked like someone had a piece of that, and it still got over.
Emil Sadiq with his 3rd extra point of the night. Take a look at this thing. Line drive.
Somebody got a piece of it and maybe gave it a boost, but it's right through the middle.
Actually, that story I heard about the PSL officials was from a writer who covers it, and he said he was there, and an official came up to him and said, did that guy hold on that play? And they were talking about it, and he goes, nah, he didn't hold, but they've got 12 guys out there for the last 5 plays? And the guy looked out and started counting, and as he was counting, he called an illegal procedure play on the other team.
Well, it helps your defense when you get that extra guy.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing. We were saying, until they catch you doing it.
Well, it's one of those where I'm sure the Denby coaching staff wasn't totally even aware of it.
No.
Sometimes early in the season, those things happen.
Well, now another kickoff by Mike Preston, and you better believe if it comes near Ryan Wargo, he's going to pick it up and run with it. And it is going to come to Ryan Wargo, and here's his chance for some redemption. Right up the middle, takes it outside. He's just not going to get far enough outside. Brought down by Mike Leggett. 1st down and 10 for Dondero at about the 24-yard line.
Well, he didn't let it roll this time. He picked it up and did his best, and that's what I talk about. What's great about high school kids, they got great resiliency, and they come back and give it their effort. He's going to try to break this to the outside, and just gets grabbed by his shirt. He thought he had it going, and a little too quick for him.
I tell you what's funny is, it's a lesson that he had to be the victim to learn it, but it's something everybody on that bench, they know the rule now. And there you see that drive, 4 plays, 12 yards, 54 seconds. The key, of course, the kickoff recovery by Powell.
Well, they're going to go and talk about it for the next 4 years. You talk about it trickles down through your program. It will be coached at all levels next week.
Well, Wargo really wants to make up for it. Nice catch. That time, ball right in his hands. I think he's just short of the 1st down. Looks like he might be 2nd down and about a yard. And again, it's just unfortunate. Somebody has to be the GOAT if you want. But you see the Bernie Kosar throw again.
He's got the sling here. He puts it out there, DeLuca. But he delivers on the money. He's a big kid, 6'4", and he brings it sidearm, but he gets it right on people's numbers.
And he's a senior. 2nd down and 1 for the Oaks. Ball at 33. Pitch wide right to Richardson. He bobbles the ball. Goes forward to recover it. I think he gets his own fumble short of the 1st down, 3rd down and 1.
Boy, that was almost a bad break right there. A little hesitation on the pitch right here. You watch the quarterback. I don't know if he loses. The fullback got in the way.
Yeah, fullback didn't get out of the way that time. That was Brandon Tinkham.
Yeah, Tinkham was a little slow, and he had to wait for him to clear. DeLuca had to, wait for the pitch, and those are timing. Those plays are set on timing, and you get a change like that. But it's good, to get some fresh people in there. It's a warm night. Get some new bodies.
3rd down and 1. Ball on the 33 for the Oaks. Give right in the backfield to Richardson, and he's not going to get it again. And we haven't mentioned the name in a while because they haven't been on defense, but the play made by Brad Tiernan.
Yeah, Tiernan's tough out there. He just dominates the inside. And the luxury it gives them is that Tiernan is such a dominant player and does so many things. They send the other linebacker all day. He has the fun job. Was that Doug Smart? I think they send him repeatedly.
Yeah, you just go in there and
yeah, just turn it loose. They get smart out of there right now. Who do they bring in? Dan Todd gets to be the man. Watch him. He's coming.
And it's 4th down and 1. They've got to get to the 34-yard line for the first down, and they're going to give it to the first man through.
No.
And Tiernan again stops him. That was Tinkham with the ball, and he lost yardage. And again, Avondale with great field position.
Yeah, Tiernan's just too tough. They can't control him. And get the football back. And, yeah, you don't blame Dondero there. You're going to see a lot of new shirts come in. I gotta believe. Or are they going to try to get Robinson?
Robinson's in there. Yeah, he hasn't had one.
He hasn't had one. They're going to feature him. He's got one throwing. He looks like he's the quarterback, though.
Tell you what,
Robinson's going to play quarterback.
He's got the arm.
Yeah, that's right. He's the backup quarterback. He's in there.
He's got the arm.
And
tell you, Tiernan, we were talking about his. He's not had a game this year with less than 13 tackles. I'm sure he's kept that up this week.
Oh yeah, he's tough. He's tough in there.
Meantime, Avondale, there was a little confusion on offense out there. They're going to take a timeout here with 2:27 to go in the third quarter. I think there are some offensive changes, and they want to make sure everybody's on the same page.
Well, when you've taken your halfback and moved him over to quarterback, that's a big change. You got to make sure you can take the snap and not fumble it right here. But this is a class. This is a class move. There's Coach right there. And this is a nice move on his part. He's got this one, under control. Opportunity to play a lot of kids. He's out there talking to them and say, protect yourself, play hard, but don't be silly. I'm telling you, look at the size of those smallmouth bass.
Big fish.
Yeah.
Big fish.
That's right.
Master anglers, join them for the hottest fishing action around Michigan. Mark Gomez explores new waters, tactics, and techniques with pro anglers who know fishing. You want to land more and bigger fish like these ones right here? Catch the Master Anglers Thursday nights at 8 on Channel 63.
So they got it jacked up when they got his knee about that big. See, I catch a lot of smallmouth, and I'll tell you, I've never seen two that big.
Told you, he bought him at the market.
He couldn't buy them because they don't make them that big. only with the lens.
Andro. They feed the fish Andro, and they get big.
That's it.
First down and 10, and it is Jamonte Robinson in at quarterback for Avondale now. 2:27 to go in the third quarter. Ball at the 32-yard line, and he gives it right up the middle. Nothing there for, I believe, Andre Rowlett.
Yeah, Andre gets his chance. And I like to see this. This is a lot of new shirts in there. Most of the offensive unit, you got a couple of linemen because you want to keep things stabilized. You don't want to, as a coach, and sell out. You put your number 2 unit in there in the backfield, and you can't put linemen in and going to get them killed.
Right. Give them a chance to score.
Because Dondero, they're not going to give up. They're kids, and kids are great, and they're going to just play hard. 79-8. Wow.
Well, Dondero's run 5 or 6 plays, something like that, the whole half?
4. 5. You're right. They had the one first down with the pass.
Give up the middle this time to Bernard Miller. No, it's not. They keep fooling me. They got this gift thing going too.
They bellied it in. I told you, they want to get Robinson a touchdown.
You're right. I'm looking at all the guys they want to just get in the stat book, and you're looking at the guy that wants the touchdown. Take a look at this.
Well, Robinson fakes the belly, and then he's coming. The quarterback pitch relation was a little bad when the halfback was on his shoulder. That's a little bit of timing right there, but hey, they're having fun. Robinson will be more excited getting a touchdown out of the quarterback position than he will out of his regular halfback position.
You know what's going to be funny is he's going to throw a touchdown pass as a halfback, probably run for one as a quarterback.
That's right. That's right.
First down and 10, ball at the 20-yard line. Trying to draw him off sides. It looks like he's still got the ball. Pitches out to Hedrick. He slips. Yeah. And it didn't matter.
He looked like he was going to throw it. I'm telling you, when we watch the replay, you watch Hedrick, he either was adjusting the football or he was going to throw it.
Well, you know what? His blocker fell, though, and I think he might have just panicked.
Yeah, but watch this. Watch this. He's going to get the football. He gets the pitch. Oh, yeah, he just got the pitch high. And he saw all those white shirts coming at him.
So wait a minute.
Put the brakes on. Sit down.
Yep. Brings up a second down and 17. Probably not a passing situation.
I don't know. Robinson throws well.
It's true. Robinson at quarterback, ball on the 27-yard line. Give up the middle. This time he does give it to Miller. Gets a little bit of that back. It's going to bring up third down and long. Third down about 13.
He's going to come back and belly and come this outside with it. I know they're sending two receivers in there. It's a toss-up.
Gonna run the run and shoot. They're gonna bring one out anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna end the quarter, go down the other end. Is what we're gonna do and talk about it.
That's right. Clock running down. So they're gonna have a chance to get the first down at the other end zone and score in the other end zone. At the end of the third quarter, though, Avondale all over the Dondero Oaks, 33-0. We'll be right back with the fourth quarter on the TCI Game of the Week.
On the Master Anglers, we bring you the hottest fishing action around the state of Michigan. From tips and techniques to advice and stories from the pros, the Master Anglers gives you the info you need to catch the big ones. Plus, it's just plain fun. That's the Master Anglers, Thursday nights at 8 on TCI Channel 63.
Back here at Avondale, and I know, Frank, this is the second game you've done with us on TCI, and the last game was a great game, went to the wire, and that's how it usually is when Commissioner Pat Collar schedules the TCI conference, as we like to call it, but this year's motto is doubt the commissioner. We've had blowouts the two games we've done so far.
Well, you know, Pat put together a great football game between Ferndale and Grosse Pointe North in the state football playoffs, and that was a truly outstanding game. And but we go, you know, tonight here with Avondale. They came in with a little burr under their seat because they had lost a tough conference game to Madison Heights. They're picked to come in second in the conference, and they got to get themselves lined up to play Clawson.
Well, there's your third down situation. I just want us to do the Troy Catholic Central second round playoff game because that is the state AA championship game. Winner goes on every year, usually CC. Hey, it's third down and 13 for Avondale, and Jamonte Robinson looks downfield, and he's not even thinking about throwing it. He's thinking about running into the end zone, and he might have the first down anyway. He got knocked hard out of bounds, but knocked forward, and it's a matter of the spot.
No, he didn't. He had to get down to the 5. Right. Had to get down to the 5.
Had to get down to 10.
At the 10?
But he's about 3 yards short.
I'm used to this 5-yard. Yeah, he had to get down to the 10. I'm looking the wrong side of the field here.
Fourth down, though, and about 3 yards to go. Ball on the 13.
Well, you talk about that tough region, and usually Troy or CC comes out of it, but I'll give my wife a plug. She's at Dearborn Forts, and they came out of it a couple years ago and won it. They took it all away. And
winner of the region wins the state.
Yeah.
Robinson does give it up the middle to Miller, and he's not.
He's short. He's short.
But again, you lose nothing. You've got a big lead. Now you've got Dondero pinned around the 11-yard line.
And you get an opportunity to let a lot of young men touch the football or block and get in some cracks, and that's what it's all about. I mean, everybody who straps on a uniform wants to go, or straps on a helmet wants to play football, and they understand their role, but this is their chance.
Yeah.
I know when I coached basketball, I had certain young men. I told them, you know, you're a great young man. I want you around. Because you're a class person. But you're only going to play if we're 20 ahead or 20 behind. And they knew it. But, boy, I tell you, we got 20 ahead. They're looking down the bench at me.
One thing is, the kid's not stupid. They don't want to go in there if they're going to make you lose.
Yeah.
Lucas looks downfield, in and out of the hands of
everybody. 2
Avondale guys and 1 Dondero guy.
Yeah, you're right. You know, parents don't understand that sometimes. You have a close ball game, and I know in basketball, you got a close ball game, and you're getting a lot of pressure. Here's a good throw right here, and, you know, it comes off of, Dondero again.
Well, but it got tipped before it got to him.
Get tipped, and
look at everybody.
Look at him scrapping. Still, they're 33 points behind, and he's still trying to dive and get it. That's great. I love it. But getting back to finish my thought is that a young man knows that if the game's on the line and what his skill level is and whether he can be on that floor at that time and contribute. I've had kids, I look down the bench after someone fall out. They're looking at their shoes, boy. They don't want to make eye contact.
That's right.
Not me.
Luca in and out of the hands, but I'll tell you what, he was being hammered.
Yeah, they're coming pretty hard.
Adam Davis.
Yeah, they're coming pretty hard. Well, you know, you got those fresh legs in there, and you got kids who this is their chance to shine, and they're going to sit in the game film, and they want to, hey, look at my number, Coach.
And you know what? It's week 3. there might be some playing time to go around come week 7. You never know who goes down or something.
Oh, yeah.
You want to
Right.
be the guy that, hey, when the chance comes, you show up.
You want to show that when you got on the field, you'd go play football.
And this maybe does, like you were talking about before, provide them the opportunity, if they do have to go in when it counts, that at least it's not their first action. It's not Charlie Batch starting with no experience.
In all sports, hitters get to play. Baseball, if you can hit, you play. Football, if you hit, you play. In basketball, you hit that 3, you can play.
Oh, he's got him holding on to the ball in and out of the hands of Wargo. And, man, you know, that
Boy, he stretched it out. The passing game's just maybe a week away from clicking.
Yeah, it's there. It's there. It's just a matter of getting it down.
Yeah, they're a week away from clicking. They're just he's doing a good job for side armor, Ewell Blackwell, and he puts it right on his fingertips. But
3rd down and 10.
Can't quite bring it in.
3rd and 10 for the Oaks. Ball on their own 12-yard line. Tony DeLuca under center. No. 4th. Well, they're lined up to punt. The scoreboard said 3rd down. Thank you. Now it says 4th down. And it's a safety and 35-0. Snapped over the head. 35-0, and the clock should be running. Well, not yet. I think the ref does have to make a signal. That's your mercy. But that is the rule. The mercy rule, 35-0. The clock should be running.
Yeah, he'll go and establish it, and after the kickoff, it will run.
Right. You probably tell both coaches what's going on. Make sure there's no confusion. And Dondero gets a free kick. Avondale gets the ball. And it's just one of those days for the Oaks.
Yeah, they got some breaks early and couldn't capitalize on them. Dropped a lot of passes, and then Avondale picked up some breaks and did capitalize on them, and it looks like 35-0 all of a sudden.
And the Yellow Jackets had to be reminded, hey, they're kicking from the 20, not from the 40. You guys better move up.
Yeah. Yeah, Avondale's going to get the football in great field position. But as I said, once this ball... Yeah, once they kick this football, then it goes. He'll signal. He's got to crank it.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that clock after the start of this kick.
Yeah, once it's caught, it's going.
That's a good rule. I think you don't want too many of those 72-0 Oak Park victories.
Well, the thing is that you go and kids get frustrated. You're dealing with young people.
Oh man, Davis still on his feet. Who is this guy? Adam Davis, 6'3", 176, a junior tight end / linebacker, and looking to make some time on the kick return team.
Yeah, he did a nice job.
Remember, that's the guy that got in the face of DeLuca, forcing some of those throws. And look at this, he didn't even think about it.
Oh yeah, he sees his opportunity right here, and he said, "Here I go, spin out of this." About lost the football.
A little toughness though. Hang on to it, and did what you like in a high school kick returner. Didn't goof around. He got straight up, got the yardage.
Yeah, and get north and south, but he about lost the football on the hit.
And that clock is moving, and 1st down and 10 at the 28-yard line. Avondale maybe not really looking for more points, but they might not be able to avoid scoring more points.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to see Robinson go wide either. I think it's just straight ahead and hand the football. And
Hedrick up the middle, stopped by Josh Farr. You're right, just try to run this clock out.
Yeah, just let it go and get the freshest jerseys on the field you can get.
And again, when you talk about some of these smaller schools, it's not like they have 50 guys on the roster. You do have to put some of your regulars in there. You have no choice.
Well, and you want to do it to protect people. You got to stabilize. You got to put those people in there, and you don't just open it up to those backs and let them get teed off on.
2nd down and 8. Monty Robinson at quarterback. Pitches out wide. Andre Rollett, he picks up some yardage, almost has the 1st down. Going to be 3rd down and probably about 1. Nice tackle there made by Justin Goodwin.
Yeah, Andre, 5'7", 139-pound senior, and you see big 60 pulling around the corner, leading the play, and that's what Andre does. A nice cutback right here, gets some blocks, picks things up, and gets upfield. Let's give Joe Burton a lot of credit there. 5'7", 160-pound guard.
And again,
coming around the corner.
And the one thing you just saw there, like we were talking before, you do get confusion with all these substitutions. They only had 10 on the field, and they just got another one in there. And that's just something, again, guys aren't used to getting in there right now.
Yeah.
And it's not really your scout team either. And they're low pitch and slipping and picking it up. Bernard Miller.
I'll give this number 2 offensive unit a lot of credit for Avondale. That's their first mistake right there. Yeah. And usually you see some bad snaps or some mistiming and when you do that. But Robinson, he ground balls him. Ground ball.
But again, there's something, maybe you get him into the field for this. So if it does come that he has to play quarterback.
You don't know when your QB might go down, and he'll have to play this for real one day.
4th down and 7, obviously. Avondale going for it. Probably going to run it, though.
This will be Robinson wide. Oh, Robinson straight ahead.
Nothing there. Big hit by Richardson. Marcus Richardson just nailed him. Number 82.
Yeah, he just did a lot.
Turned over on downs. 1st down and 10 now for the Oaks. Ball at the 26-yard line. Well, 24-yard line.
Now, as we said, don't look for the clock to stop. It keeps rolling. The only way the clock would start stopping is if Dondero went down and scored.
Then it wouldn't be 35.
Then it gets back under 35, and then we go back to regular timing.
Yeah, now you certainly don't want to see the other situation where I would think it would stop if a guy was laid out on the field.
Yeah, definitely for an injury you'd stop the clock, but right now you don't change for it or stop it for anything.
You see a late guy coming on the field once again, and that's just where you have the subs in there. Late substitutions. DeLuca going deep. He's got shied way downfield, and he just fell backwards into it.
You talk about not running the pattern again. See, he had it, and they want to turn and look back. If he stays in stride, that ball was right on him.
Tell you what,
Shide's a good receiver. That's
you want to say to these guys, and you're saying this with all, not to pick on them or anything, but to the Dondero receivers, trust your quarterback. That guy's getting you in stride. Keep running the route. Trust him next week.
Yeah, down the road, Dondero. That kid gets that ball out to you. You just got to run the pattern and stay with it.
Yeah, he's not bad, and the thing is, that's the kind of thing that's going to make him adjust his throws, and then you got a problem.
Well, then it really helps your running game. You catch a couple of those to go.
Richardson now with the ball, fighting off a couple of tacklers, picks up 3 or 4 yards. Going to bring up a 3rd down and about, we'll say 7.
Well, if you're Dondero here, you'd like to, go and pick up 1st down, at least put some stats on the board. And you talked about the big man. The big man is on the field, in the house.
Now,
trying to find him.
We're talking.
Okay, what is it, Don Moore? 298, is he out there?
298, big fella.
56, let's find 56. He's got to be roaming the sideline. Oh, he's over on the sideline still.
Not in there yet. Got to get him in there.
Must be an offensive player.
Run up the middle by Richardson's not going to get the 1st down. Again, he's still the starting tailback. It's an interesting thing. You think about. Talk about these guys on Avondale that want to show, well, he does get the 1st down. First down and 10 for Dondero. Talk about these Avondale guys that maybe want to put a seed in the coach's head for, hey, maybe you can use me a little bit more. On the Dondero side, you're sitting there going, we're 35-0. There should be some jobs available.
That's right.
I'm going to play real hard and try to take one of these.
This is the opportunity to show something.
Let's go, defense!
Right now, if you're the Dondero staff, you just would love to get a score and at least walk out of here with something positive, something you can, look at.
Yeah, they really had opportunities in the 1st quarter, and a couple of long throws, and here comes another long throw from DeLuca, looking downfield, finally releases it over the middle. Good coverage there. He was looking for his tight end, Wagnitz, and good coverage by James Parks, I believe.
Well, Wagnitz set up, and he got squared up pretty well, and then doesn't react to the football right here. You see him, they've been open over the middle. I've noticed DeLuca's been spinning that football all night. I wonder what that is. Yeah, he never got the other arm up. But have you noticed that?
Yeah.
That he backs up, and I don't know what that is, where he's...
grip it and be ready to...
Yeah, he's going and flipping it one time. I don't know what...
From what I've learned about quarterbacks, coaches look for how quick your release is. You can't release quick when you're spinning in your hands.
Yeah.
3 out of 18.
Let's see if he comes up with that again. Well, this is the handoff.
Quick give, and I believe this is Lafferty going up the middle, and he almost gets the 1st down.
No, I think it's Richardson. I think it's 82.
Is it? It is 82. They're going to keep him in there. It's funny, we haven't seen him run it much in the first 3 quarters.
Well,
for being the starting tailback.
The thing that was there was the passing game, and they dropped the ball. But right here, they're showing pass, and it's kind of a modified draw, and he does a good job of dropping his shoulder and just driving, picks up the extra couple yards, and puts him in position to pick up that first down.
3rd down and 1. Quarterback sneak would probably pick it up for you. Well, maybe not now. Again, to give to Richardson. Stopped at the line, then he drags on.
Second
gets
effort.
the first
Good
down.
job. Second effort.
Hit once by Hickman, hit another time by Todd, and he kept the legs going and got the first down.
Yeah, that was stopped right in the backfield. He did a good job of hanging on the football and fighting people off. And that's, I tried to make that point. The beauty of high school kids, here's a team down 35-0, and they're looking for something positive and picking up a first down. And, kids are great because the last thought is the one they live with. And if they put something in the end zone, they've got a good night going.
Yeah, this time to Tinkham.
But you take Tiernan out of that linebacker spot, and it changes this football game in a hurry, doesn't it?
That's a good football player. They got a couple of really talented players over there in Avondale.
Yeah, they do. They come to play, and they hit you. And as I said, they were licking their wounds from last week, and they got themselves back on the right track.
Come on, nothing. This team that in the first week did beat Pontiac Central 12-8. Pontiac Central is no Little Sisters of the Poor. Luca looking downfield, hits his man at the sideline. That's Lafferty. He's got the first down.
Yeah, the officials signaled to stop the clock, but that's reflex.
Yeah.
Well, that's reflex.
Right.
That's sees him go out of bounds and does what's normal.
Now on the Dondero side, you got to remember this, that, hey, you've only got 2 minutes now. You still got to get 39 yards. You want to get on the board.
Yeah, you can't run the out and step out of bounds and stop the clock.
Kind of changes your strategy because there is no reason to go out to the sideline at all.
Yeah, you go wherever you want. Whatever you got to do to get it in the end zone.
Late give, delayed. Richardson gains a couple.
Yeah, they got a little bit of that the sprint draw there, and they come back. And it's almost like the handoff in a single back set, where the quarterback comes back and brings the ball to the tailback, gives it to him, 6 yards deep, and lets him pick a hole. First down is 14-5.
Minute 20 and counting. Luca looking back, looking downfield. He's got Lafferty. Instead, he goes over the middle, and the ball is dropped across the middle by, I believe, Wargo. No, by Scheid. And one thing, since we kind of jumped on the receivers a little bit, you might want to say to DeLuca is, if you see the guy open, turn and throw. Lafferty was open, and I think looked like he waited for him. Hey, he's open in the seam. Get him the ball.
Yeah, it's just, what Dondero is lacking right now, and it happens when you get a first-year program, is, the things aren't set. These kids are running the same stuff at the freshman level, JV level. By the time they get to the varsity, then your program's set. And you got to give them a little, where Avondale, they've had the same coach since, the turn of the century?
Darn near. Nice pass downfield to Wargo, and it's that chemistry you're talking about. 30 seconds left. Now, can they call a timeout?
I don't think they can stop the clock.
Well, they better hustle out there then, because that clock's running. There's only 19 seconds left, and I don't know if they're aware of it.
Yep, I guess they can stop the clock.
They can stop the clock, and they're going to
take a timeout.
Well, you know what? They're the team that's losing. I would think that's a good rule. Give them a chance.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe the team in the lead can't stop the clock for any reason because they...
Like you said, you want to get something positive out of this. I think there's something positive anyway. They've mounted a drive.
Now, see, he set his foot real well on that one. Let's get that. Can we get that replay back one more time? Because Luca does a great job of planting that right foot, or left foot rather, and throwing the football and putting it right on the money with some delivery here.
Yeah, he did. And it's funny. He has seemed to have kind of been backing up a little bit, and this time he
watch
maybe
him
trusting the line.
Right here. He's got good position. Steps forward, rolls the shoulder, puts it right on the money.
Yeah,
good throw.
one of the things I remember being told by quarterbacks that I knew, they said, you get taught, you're going to get hit, you're going to get hit. Step in, throw it, and the minute you let go of the ball, relax your body, so if they do hit you, you go flying. Yeah. But you won't get hurt if you go flying. You get hurt when you brace yourself.
Yeah. I know Gary Danielson told me, he said, this big lineman rolling on you doesn't hurt anywhere near as much as that Ronnie Lott coming out of safety blitz with a 15-yard run and putting it right up under your armpit.
I remember having a guy, must have been 10 years ago, having a high school quarterback from Brother Rice work with a 6th grader I was coaching. Before he taught him how to throw, he goes, first thing I'm going to teach is how to get hit.
Yeah.
Most important thing you got to learn.
How to take the hit.
Yep. Luke, it looks like the double pass. Instead, he ups and goes. He's got Wargo across the middle and just underneath him. Now, they're going to have to call a timeout again because the clock doesn't stop on the incompletion. And they do call it. 5 seconds left, so they're going to get one more shot at the end zone.
One more into the...
It's got to be so awkward to call timeout off an incompletion. And it's actually good awareness for them to do that.
Yeah. That was a pretty nicely conceived play. They gave the fake to the, to the outside and comes over the middle. And again, he threw the ball well, but just a little low.
But what's funny? It's kind of what you teach there. You got 3 guys around him.
Yeah.
If his guy doesn't catch it, nobody else will.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was a good, the situation, everything was right. And getting back to finishing what we had started to talk about, their timing will be much better at the end of the season than it is now. Mm-hmm. And then next year, because you're running the same patterns again, now you've got quarterbacks that have come up through the system, receivers that have come through the system, and the timing's there. They're used to the patterns. They know what they're looking for, and it's tough coming in. I don't care what sport it is. You come in with a new program, a new approach, and particularly most of the time when you come into a new program, it's because they've been down.
Well, it's funny you say that. Birmingham Seaholm hired a new coach this year, Bob Carlton, who played there, used to be a receivers coach there and a quarterback coach there, then went to Lake Orion for a while, which is like Seaholm North, all the same guys. He got hired over some much more experienced coaches who had won state titles. Why? Because the same program stays now.
That's right. And that's important, keep that continuity going.
Oh, snap came when he wasn't ready for it. DeLuca is going to heave it into the end zone a little bit short, and he's going to finish the game with an interception. Picked off by Powell, the guy that scored the 3rd touchdown of the game, and that's how the game ends. Final score, Avondale 35, Dondero nothing. Still a good drive up till the end for Dondero.
Yeah, they kept it alive.
Yeah, and it's, tough game for Avondale. Puts them back on track, what they want to accomplish this year. Head into that, get a league victory. Go out there, try to get that league title. Dondero, they got some things to build on, but like you said, it's the first year of a program. Come back to see these guys in a couple years when Todd Schultz has had a chance to put his system in, get his guys in the weight room like he wants them, in the passing league in the summer, which they hadn't done before. Build a program the way you want it.
And if you go and look at their roster, one thing that Schultz has done, he understands they're going to take their knocks. No 10th graders in that lineup. He's going to keep his JV team together, get them playing as a unit, and let it happen from there. Because you bring a 10th grader up on a team that's picked to come in, second from last. Yeah. And what are you going to teach them? That they don't like football? That they're going to have a turn and bounce in their head?
Right. It's the difference between coaching a football team and running a football program, and that's what he's trying to do there.
Right.
But hey, in the meantime, they took it on the chin tonight. Avondale 35, Royal Oak Dondero nothing. We'll be right back with the final stats on the TCI game of the week.
Oakland Press Perspective with Neil Monroe is an informative talk show that discusses issues often overlooked by broadcast stations. Neil Monroe, the editor of the Oakland Press newspaper, will keep you abreast on hot topics, events, and issues taking place in Oakland County. So for news you can use, join Neil Monroe every week on the Oakland Press Perspective, Friday night at 8:30 on TCI 63. If you wish a video cassette of TCI Sports, the cost is $25. Send a check payable to TCI, along with your name, address, and the names of the teams that played in the game, to TCI Sports Videotapes, 4500 Delamere Boulevard, Royal Oak, Michigan, 48073. Remember to tell us which game you wish to receive. And thank you for watching TCI Sports.
Back here at Avondale, where the Yellow Jackets took out the Dondero Oaks 35-0, and probably wasn't that close, was it, Frank?
No, it really wasn't. And, we've summed it up many ways, but it really boils down to the freshness of a program, the Dondero program, trying to get their wheels going. And tonight they spin, and you look at the stats, and you can see the dominance, 334 to 103, and that kind of tells it all. And especially when you get 334 and only 14 first downs, that's a pretty good indication that there were some big plays in there. And Dondero dodged the bullet early. Avondale shot themselves in the foot early, and then Avondale just was steady.
It did kind of snowball a little bit on Dondero, a couple of mental errors and some frustration too.
Yeah, not picking up the kickoff and some things. But that's all coaching points in the program, and I think Dondero's headed in the right direction, and Avondale, they want to keep those victories coming and get ready for Clawson.
Well, let's remember, Dondero looked like it was going to be a pretty good game in the first quarter. They had a couple passes deep where they could have been up 7-0, maybe 14-0. As it was, tied 0-0, and then the rest was all Avondale.
Yeah, Avondale did a great job. They picked up the 2 points in the fourth quarter on the bad snap, and good coaching job by the Avondale staff of controlling the game as far as bringing in fresh jerseys when the game was won and not embarrassing anybody, and giving everybody a chance to play. Great job.
Yeah, it was an exciting game. For being 35-0, we saw a few good things. Hopefully next week we'll see more good things between the Berkeley Bears and the Ferndale Eagles. Host Ferndale will take on the Bears next Saturday and Monday night right here on the TCI Sports Game of the Week at 8 o'clock on Channel 63. And again, the final score, the Avondale Yellow Jackets 35, the Dondero Oaks nothing. For Frank Plakas and for our producer-director Pat Collar, I'm Joe Abramson. We'll see you next week on the TCI Game of the Week.